purging is at last at hand. The day of doom is here. All that is evil, all that are lies, your parents, your leaders, those who would call themselves your judges, those who have lied and corrupted the earth, they shall all be cleansed.
All right. Okay, Sir Kenneth is here. Perfect. Right on time. I was getting annoyed by that random music or whatever it is. Like, Zitter Spaces has these weird features where, like, oh, if people are not filling in or whatever, I think the music starts up or whatever. Anyhow, invite to co-host. Sir Kenneth, send me a request if possible. Can you hear me? Excellent. Awesome. All right. No audio issues. Goyim Fatigued America is Fucked Edition. I was going to call it something else. Maybe I'll change the name sometime later in the episode.
It's not really completely off. I mean, yeah, I'm trying to figure out, I understand my problem begins when I'm trying to say, like, what common sense reason is there for taking Greenland? But, as I think I said on Telegram, if Trump, like, oh, we need more military bases in Greenland, all Trump has to do is ask, like, Denmark would be happy to let him build military bases.
Yeah, there's an agreement for that.
We want to develop.
There's an agreement for that.
Yeah, we want to develop some of those rare earths. We want to build a couple mines in interior Greenland. Hey, yeah, no problem. There's nothing to be gained by taking Greenland by force or coercion.
Yeah. Like, right now, what's happening is, we got New Scotland Tony. All right, you know what? I'm going to make this Good Sir speaker as well, because, like, the more voices, the better. Good Sir, send me a request. I'm going to try and make you speaker on my end as well. But, like, no, Sir Kenneth, I mean, this whole fucking thing is a complete shit show, because the thing is, Greenland is a part of the Kingdom of Denmark. It's an autonomous governing territory, whatever they want to call it, right? And like you're saying, there's already agreements on the books from 1951 to the present day. So, hey, America, you want to build bases? Great, just consult us. Hey, America, you want to do this? Hey, just consult us, etc., right? But the moment America does something stupid, like, okay, well, we're going to annex this place, or, we'll decapitate the government or whatever, right? Like, at that point, I mean, folks, NATO is finished, right? Because, okay, is NATO going to invoke Article 5 against America? Well, if it does invoke it, right, then it's finished in one way, and if it doesn't invoke it, then it's finished in another way.
Well, in my understanding, they have sent Danish troops to Greenland. I expect
Yes, they have.
this is completely ceremonial. Nobody plans on this turning into a shooting match. It's still,
at least for now.
For now, it's still the kind of situation where you can have one nervous 18-year-old Dane or one nervous 18-year-old American who fires a shot at a time when he wasn't supposed to, and the next thing you know, you're suddenly in a war with NATO.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, this isn't just a stupid stunt. It's stupid and dangerous.
It's all kayfabe, Sir Kenneth, until it becomes real.
Yeah, it's all a work till it becomes a shoot, as Sir Malcolm says. It's like, we're at the point where, we pulled stuff. Okay, giving credit where credit is due. I don't know how the Maduro flap will pay off in the medium or long term, but in the short term, Trump got a boost with very little, like, actual, expense on the part of the Americans. Very little. There were no, like, so far as I could tell, there were a few injuries. There were no deaths. Whether or not that's true. I mean, it's like, okay,
a bunch of gripers. Yeah, basically a bunch of gripers became super happy, right? He probably struck a deal with some of the Venezuelan leadership who wanted Maduro gone so that the hardliners in the government can take charge or whatever, right? And then a bunch of guipers became like infatuated by, oh my gosh, Turbo America is back, baby. Trump is the God Emperor. He can do whatever the fuck he wants, etc., etc., right? And now,
I wanted Trump in office for the exact opposite reason. I didn't even really want him in office. I was like, okay, I'm getting a choice between, the old South Park episode, Giant Douche and Turd Sandwich. It's like, at least the orange giant douche is more likely to keep us out of another stupid foreign war.
yeah.
And now he's getting us into now he seems bound and determined to get us into a stupid foreign war. And for what?
It's no longer up to him, though. That's the thing. It's no longer up to him. It's like, well, we are just going to do the K-Fobby thing, and Iran is just going to consent. Like, I have always relied on the kindness of
Spoiler
strangers.
alert. Iran will not consent. I mean, it's like Iran, I don't know if there's any way we could win an American war. I do know that there is no way we could win an Iranian war without casualties that the American population will find unacceptable. If we could win, it's going to be at the cost of hundreds of thousands of dead Americans.
Basically, yeah.
If we could win. And I'm like, you'll note I'm not saying, that I think this is assured or even likely. I'm saying if we win, it's going to be a bloodbath on the World War II level.
Basically, yeah.
But when it comes to annexing territory, like America has had its way, since I'm reading the Stephen Kinzer book.
Good sir, there's something wrong with your audio. Maybe use a different input source. Like you're just shaking for some reason. It's kind of low as well. I don't know what's going on. Anyhow, but I think what Sir New Scotland was saying was, casualties and this kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, Sir Kenneth, just to piggyback off your point, right? There's how many people in CENTCOM? 40, 50,000. Quite a few of them have been evacuated. Ain al-Assad, the largest Iraqi base, has been evacuated. We have confirmation on that. The American advisors, quote unquote, who are with the Kurds, especially in Syria and Kurdistan, right? Folks, at this moment, as we are recording this episode, right, the Syrian army is overrunning the SDF, the Syrian Democratic Forces or whatever they're called, right? They're overrunning the Kurdish, various Kurdish militias, right? And I don't know, maybe sometime later today or tomorrow or whatnot, the SDF is going to cease to exist and they'll not have any land left. And the fucking American advisors, whatever the fuck they call themselves, they gotta get evacuated. Like, this is a complete shit show. Like, oh, enough, Iran is gonna get attacked by... Okay, buddy. First of all, where the fuck are the carrier battle groups? They're not in the vicinity of West Asia. They're not in the Gulf. They're not in the Arab Sea. Number one. Number two, these fucking bases are getting evacuated. They're getting evacuated. So, okay, the largest base, Ain al-Assad, is a fucking dud right now, right? And all these other bases, either they're getting evacuated or they're getting fucking overrun. Like you were saying on the Telegram group, Sir Kenaz, this is not this doesn't look like preparations for war. This looks like fucking retreat.
Yeah, I mean, we have officially admitted, okay, we can't win a war with China in the South China Sea.
Yeah.
We're now at the point, we can't get a carrier group in through the Bab el-Mandab.
No.
I mean, because
Bab el-Mandab, yeah.
Bab el-Mandab, because a bunch of shoeless Yemenites who don't even have a navy are putting our carrier battle groups at risk.
That's basically it, yeah, bro.
I mean, that's, because, I mean, it's, what the problem here is it's a famous expression that every war is fought using the top technology of the last war, even when that technology is obsolete. Yeah. Carrier battle groups are not really, carrier battle groups do very poorly against small, scattered groups of people with drones and missiles.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what are you going to do? Well, we'll bomb the hell out of them. Well, you bomb the hell out of 9 or 10 of them. You now got the group 25 new people that are pissed off because those were family members.
Basically. Yeah.
Hey, can you guys hear me now? Okay.
Much better.
Oh,
Much
much
better.
better. Thank you, good sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, good sir. Appreciate
Sorry about that. I was just gonna.
it. It's all good.
I was gonna say, like, America has had it so easy in their own eyes in terms of taking land. When they showed up to take Hawaii, I think they came with like 160 troops and one destroyer. And the Hawaiian monarchy, you know, while they didn't want to hand their land over, they knew they were going to be smashed to bits. And like that American power projection just no longer exists. And when you're Canadian, like your biggest trade partner and your biggest lackey, Canada, is turning its back on you and going.
Oh, Canada is not even a lackey at this point. Like, based Mark Carney has decided to join the Chinese, and he now has the mandate of heaven, good sir.
Yeah, I mean, I know when the central banker is turning away from international like globo homo, like things are going like quite
Perhaps
left.
you're deserting the sinking ship.
Yeah. And I think it's just making them
very-
so angry they cannot take it. You go on Twitter and you just see this epic meltdown on the right because the vassals are looking elsewhere.
Yeah. Like, oh my gosh, we need to invade Canada because they signed a trade deal with China. I mean, shut the fuck up, bitch. Right? Shut the fuck up, right? And it's like, Carney is just like an old school liberal. I mean, do I believe he's an actual nationalist? He's probably not, right? But he's a pragmatic man. He's like, okay, well, we have exposure to America, and we've bought a bunch of stocks in America, and we are kind of a bit too much exposed to America. So we got to increase our exposure to China and lower our exposure to America. That's what's going on. I mean, he's not like, oh my gosh, I fucking love China all of a sudden. No, that's not what's going on. What's going on is, I gotta sell my stuff somewhere else because America's fucking collapsing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's literally what this is, bro. And everyone's like, well, why is Canada not a docile vassal anymore? Well, maybe it's because you're in a fucking crumbling empire.
Yeah, like we're not stupid, right? Like you're right next door and we see the problems your country has. And it's just, to me, I just think
he can't fucking annex Minnesota. And he wants to annex fucking Greenland. Annex Minnesota first, bro. Annex Minnesota. Send the troops in and annex Minnesota first. Do that first.
Yeah, I watch and I think, like, to your guys' point earlier, and Malcolm's point about we set these things up and think that they're not going to become an actual, oh yeah, Greenland troops, we've got Americans, but someone's going to start shooting, but something will happen to light that fuse.
I mean, Carney has basically, like, after he inked the deal with the Chinese, he was asked by one of the reporters that, what do you make of this Greenland thing, and what is Canada's position? And he basically said, our commitment to Article 2 and Article 5 are ironclad. And then, basically, the reporter's like, well, does that mean Canada's going to fight America if it comes down to it? And he didn't answer the question, but I mean, Article 2 and Article 5, that's what it says, bros. Attack on one, attack on all, and come to the defense and whatnot, the whole shebang, right? Is it going to come that far? I would be surprised if it does, right? If it does, the prediction markets haven't seen it yet, right? But that's the end of NATO, folks, if that does happen, right? And, enough, we can just take Canada in a single fucking weekend. I mean, okay, second largest country in the world, 9.9 million square kilometers, literally jungle and fucking tundra and all this shit. Good fucking luck with, like, I don't know, how many troops can America deploy? Maximum 100,000, 50 to 100,000. And that's being generous. Everything else is tied down in, like, the Pacific, fucking West Asia, Europe, etc., etc. This is just complete shit show, man. Complete shit show.
It just seems like they're in this insane cope spiral where they can't, like, see their way out of it at all. They have blinders on to the fact that they could step back gracefully, like you were saying,
All right. I hate to interrupt you. Good sir, but the man, the myth, the legend, Sir Arnold Jindal is here.
Oh, I
Right?
graciously
So
give the floor to Sir Jindal.
there we go. He's the new
Arnav.
overlord, right? So we gotta like our the West's new overlord, Indian, Akhand Bharat overlord. So all right, hang on a second. Let me make him speaker. Send me a request, Sir Arnold. I'll make you speaker. Send me a request. I gotta get your take on this fucking clusterfuck that's happening right now.
What is there to say?
What is there to say? Okay. I gotta ask you something. It's a serious question. All right. This idiot, this goyim on Substack, John Carter of Mars. What fucking drugs did you feed him? Like what did you guys like? What did you Indian guys actually feed him that he's actually dense enough to say, yeah, man, Venezuela shows that Turbo America is real. What did you feed him, bro?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
There is some
Like
really good
he
hashish
was a
in
science
India.
guy. Like initially when I used to read him, he was some sort of PhD
Astronomy
science
or
guy.
whatever the fuck. Yeah. Astronomy.
Yeah. Like he was into the real sciences. I don't know what the hell happened, but if it is happening to a guy like that, then then what else?
I mean, he's
Hope is there?
Canadian.
Like where
I don't
is the
think he's
hope?
even American. That's the thing. I think he's Canadian.
He's Canadian.
But like,
Yeah, see, that is what, like, even in the group chat, I was stating that there is this attitude, like the Soldo thing, the Turbo America thing, that a lot of people outside America, they are in this, in the age group between 40s and the 50s. In their childhood, they have seen America as the empire it was. And now, like, even if you put out facts and everything, they can't accept it. Like it's some childhood fantasy that is gone wrong. If you tell them that, dude, it's going to shit.
Okay,
Bro,
well,
you
Like
don't even
this is
have
some
to have.
emotional cope that is
there,
going.
Sir Arnav,
Bro,
is
America
it
is
starts-
evacuating the fucking bases. Like, Ain al-Assad is the largest base in fucking, like, Iraq, right? America has held that place for nearly 2 decades. Oh my gosh, enough! Fucking Turbo America. America's fucking evacuating the base because they don't have enough interceptors and fucking defenses against the Iranians. That's literally what's happening right now. It's like, fucking Turbo America, bro. America's
Yeah, but
back, baby.
sir, enough. You have to understand that feelings don't care about facts for these
Feelings
people.
don't care
Like,
about that.
like
Okay,
yes, it's
yeah. One of the things that happened here is
Yeah.
after the fall of the Soviet Union in 1991, America got the idea it was the sole superpower. There was only one real world leader, and it was the United States. We had the idea, there's a famous book by Francis Fukuyama called The End of History, when he was like, okay, neoliberalism is essentially the apex point of politics. Everything going from here on, maybe we'll tweak it a little, maybe we'll tinker with it. But, this is the model we're going to be using 500 years from now. We're going to have a global, essentially a global government. We solve everything by peace and diplomacy, like it's an episode of Star Trek. And, it seemed logical at the time, okay, communism and capitalism were the two pillars on, where the fight came from, and communism just collapsed. And, that Chinese communism starting to look a lot more like capitalism. So, hey guys, they're going to be on our side, and they're going to be a capitalist nation in a decade, maybe 2 decades. Spoiler alert. They did not become a capitalist nation. They became a Chinese nation. They took what they liked from capitalism, they took what they liked from communism, and they formed a Chinese government with it.
Yeah.
It's
socialism with Chinese characteristics. That's what they call it. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like we are now at a point where we can't win a war with China in the South China Sea. Yeah. We might be able to win a war with Iran in, the Gulf if we could get past the Bab al-Mandab, or if the Yemenites would let us, but that we can't, so we can't do that either. We're having a lot of these people, grew up at a time when America was the great power of the world. America, I should add, this is as perceived by Americans, which may differ from reality. It's America was the great power of the world. America,
The great Satan.
everybody
Yeah,
looked
America's
to
the great
America.
Satan. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, or we were like, they call us the great Satan, but they want to be us. They want to have our movies, everything. We exported culture around the world. People watched American movies. People listened to American music. It was all over the world. They genuinely thought we ruled the world culturally, and they're having a very hard time discovering we don't.
Sir Kenaz, I hate to interrupt you, but I sent you something on Telegram. Please read that, and you got to change what you just said. Because you said something about China, now you got to say something about Iran as well.
Iranian media report that Iran has successfully tested an ICBM capable of reaching the U.S. mainland. Breaking. Iran has received true hypersonic capability. U.S. Intel report.
Oh, Sir Kenaz, what were you just saying a few moments ago?
Yeah, I mean, it's now, okay, so now we cannot start a war with China. I think we're realizing we can't start a war with Iran.
That's why you attacked Greenland, Sir Kenaz. It makes perfect sense.
Hey, we can kick ass in Venezuela and Greenland.
Everything now makes sense. It's there's no easy wars. There's no easy wars left to fight. So we're gonna kidnap the president of Venezuela. We can't even decapitate the government. We can't even land ground troops and steal the oil. We can't even do that shit. No, we're gonna decapitate, quote unquote, the government by kidnapping the president. And what else can we do? I guess we can fucking invade Greenland.
And threaten your allies with tariffs if they don't support your insanity.
God. Sir Economic Centrist says, more and more I feel like we are a more retarded version of the late Ottoman Empire. I think Sir Kenaz would agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, considerably more retarded, and anybody who knows the late Ottoman Empire understands what I just said.
But we're expected to be grateful to America and like stay in their good stead, because we're not supposed to have if we want cheap electric Chinese cars coming into our market, we're not supposed to want that. We're supposed to want Taiwan's independence, like that. We're trading off like these things. Like, I don't get it.
Okay, one problem
bro.
with cheap Chinese electric cars in Canada, electric cars perform very poorly in extreme cold.
Yeah.
How much of Canada deals with extreme cold, by which I mean, regular temperatures below 0 degrees Fahrenheit? I think that's, minus 15 Celsius.
And it is pretty heavy as well. Like, it's like weight-wise also, it's pretty heavy, and it's not that much energy efficient.
Or even just not away from the cheap cars, but like just a better alliance for our Canadians and Chinese people. But no, we're expected to stay in line with what the Americans tell us, because we need to make sure that Israel and Taiwan, I'm left thinking well, this isn't a very good deal for us here. That's, I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's all rubbish. You need to be grateful to us because we are going to annex Greenland. And after we annex Greenland and build a giant Trump hotel on it, right, we are going to defend you against the Russians and the Chinese who would have annexed you anyways, right? And who would have built something else over there instead, right? And you listen to this crap and you're just like, you know what? The fucking Americans should just start the civil war in Minnesota, right? They should just do it, man. Because they are just, begging for the Greeks knew what happened when the men of society, of any society, kind of, engaged in hubris, and they broke the laws of gods and men, and they kind of engaged in wanton tyranny and what have you, right? So America's at that point, bros. You literally have people, and it's not a majority of the population yet, but it's a sizable, chunk of like 20-25%. And when you poll them, you find them over and over again. 20-25% of them, they're just like, oh yeah, that woman who got shot in the face by ICE, she fucking deserved it, man. She should have just complied. She was going at 2 miles per hour or whatever, but that doesn't matter. The officer should have shot her in the face. And so now you have this Minnesota situation where, like, probably 2 battalions of troops are going to get deployed or something, right? And it's just a fucking downward spiral. And anyone who looks at this crap,
that's another potential enormous flashpoint. National Guard, a lot of those are kids that are like, getting trained 2 weekends, I think it's like 2 weekends, a few weekends a year. And then so it's like, okay, these guys who have very, very limited training are coming out there. You're going to put them out there with guns without ammo against ICE agents with ammo. What happens when National Guard tries to intervene and ICA shoots somebody?
Yeah, basically.
Or vice versa. They decide, okay, we are going to arm the National Guard, and then we get a shootout between a state National Guard and a federal agency.
Yeah.
You're creating the conditions where that could happen, and that's an incredibly stupid thing to do.
Yeah. But Sir Kenneth, the based memes, and we can have anime waifu girlfriends and based nationalism and America's turbo and blah, 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 and it's back, baby, and we're increasing our landmass.
So enough, like if you read any fiction about the time period of Cold War or anything, like the amount of hyping of free speech, free media, and everything, like these sort of so-called American values, like these people have really psyoped themselves into believing that they are superior based on their values. Like there is no material realities like ever present. Like these people have really psyoped themselves into believing that, oh, we are the superior people based on our values, which they violate on any given chance.
It's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. It's not just the values bullshit and the values and the lies that they tell, right? It's also that they kind of tell themselves that, oh, this other guy, he's just being unreasonable, man. Like, why the fuck won't you let us purchase Greenland for $700 billion, bro? Like, you should be fucking grateful. You should be fucking grateful that us mystery meat 53% white Americans are offering $700 billion to purchase Greenland. And Sir Malcolm said something which I think is absolutely correct here, which is like, Americans don't have any real ideologies, right? All they really believe in is like money and positioning and this kind of shit, right? And so when they don't see someone else behave that way, right? When they see like the Muslim world, or they see like an actual person who believes in nationalism or whatever, they're like, oh, he's being unreasonable. Like, that's what's going on, bros. Like, I don't think any of the Americans right now, and, okay, let me be a bit fair. I'm going to say the majority of Americans, with the exception of a few, right? I think the majority of Americans, with the exception of a few right now, are taking this Greenland situation very, very lightly, right? They're just like, oh, France and Germany and all these cuckolds and vassals, they're going to fall in line any second now. And they're just throwing a tantrum and whatever. And all I tell them is, okay, well, what if that's not the case? What if they actually call your bluff, right? And then you have to do something stupid, like, again, like Sir Kenneth was saying, land 100 troops in Nuke or decapitate the government or whatever. Like, if that happens, that's the end of the transatlantic alliance, right? That is the end of the World War II system, right? And if that's the end of the system, like, you literally can't do anything at that point. Because, like, okay, well, us Americans, we have the world's reserve currency or whatever. Well, I mean, you're not going to have it if the Europeans dump those bonds. I can tell you right now. Because, like, the euro-dollar pair, right, is 80-20. So if the Europeans dump those bonds, right, and suddenly the Americans are like, okay, well, the Dixie's fallen apart, right? What are you going to do at that point, right? Your dollar becomes fucking toxic at that point, and it becomes fucking toxic in the majority of the so-called developed economies of the world, right? Oh, so I don't know if you got your hand up. Go ahead. Oh, did you have an issue with
Sure
the...
enough.
Something's wrong with his audio, maybe. Are you
Uh,
good? Oh, okay, just fix the audio and you'll be fine. But no, Sorkinaz, I mean, I'm looking at this crap and it's just like, it's one thing after the other. Like, what are we on? We're on like day 18 of like 2026. How many days left? We got like 347 days left.
yeah, no, it's ridiculous. Go ahead, sir, enough. Let's see if we get your audio working. Listener.
Oh, he became
Speaker.
listener. I don't know what's going on here.
Well,
I'm gonna make him speaker again. I don't know what's going on. Invite to speak.
Now we hear
Yeah,
you.
you're good. You're good.
Now you sound
You're
great.
good now. You're good. No worries.
It was that Americans haven't really seen any war except for civil war. They haven't seen any actual war happen on their territory. So that is one reason why these people see war as some sort of a video game. Second, the value, the power, the value of money. Like Americans only understand money to the point that that when they think what is a Brahmin, they think a Silicon Valley millionaire is a Brahmin. So for them, any value is money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything in life is money. So like, I mean, that is how they've built their empire. So like, you can't fault them
Yeah.
for thinking that.
Yeah, basically. No, like that's what it is, bro. That's literally what it is. It's like they don't have ideologies. Like this, like they can pretend that I believe in XYZ, right? And then, one day Nick Fuentes says, I believe in this, that, and the other thing. And next day he says, Jeffrey Epstein is amazing or whatever, right? But like the point I've always made to people is that Americans don't actually believe in anything. It's all positioning. It's all, like you said, Soronov, it's all about money. And it's all about all this other like fake and gay shit, right? And eventually what ends up happening, and this is like a deterministic rule, what ends up happening is if you've got a society which only pursues money and which only pursues positioning, well, you only need a small minority of people who actually believe stuff, right? And because they believe stuff and everyone else around them is like pragmatic, positioning, money, blah, 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 well, these small minorities are going to win, right? And this is exactly what you see. Zionism, you see neoconservatism, and you see a handful of these guys. They always run the ship. They always run the show. Because this is a society where they are just like, fish swimming in the water, man, right? Because, they've got no genuine opposition because why would they? The goyim all around them, they don't believe in anything. They just fucking chase money.
I saw an interesting piece. I don't remember where I saw it a couple days ago that pointed out all of America's cancel culture is essentially based in, I won't give this person money. I won't buy this to watch this. People can't even think of politics in terms of anything other than, well, I won't buy this video game.
Yeah.
It's like, we have become a nation of consumers.
Yeah. That's literally it. Right? And if you've only got a society of consumers, once again, right, who rises to the top? What's the fat or the oil or the cream that rises to the top? It's gonna be this group of like crazy whack jobs who've got crazy wacky ideologies, and they actually care. Yeah, economic centrism, minoritarianism. Exactly, minoritarianism wins. Yeah, you got it, good sir. Yeah, and that's literally what we see. So it's like, Israel tells their goyim, Drumpf, hey Drumpf, Iran's gonna attack us any moment now. Send your bros over. Send the goyim over to die, and Drumpf has to oblige. It's just like, and he has to oblige even though there's no fucking ships anywhere, right? And so he has to go on a like Twitter tirade of like, yeah, we're gonna kill Iran any second now, and they're all gonna die, and whatever the fuck. And everyone on Twitter loses their minds. Even a bunch of these like, prediction market people, they're like, any second now, the regime is going to get fucking changed or whatever. And I just laugh at the crap. And I'm like, dude, where the fuck are the troops? There's no carrier battle groups. There's no fucking troops, right? The bases are being evacuated. Al Udeid, Ain al Assad, all the bases are being evacuated. What the fuck are you talking about, right? And, you've got a bunch of suckers out there and a bunch of weasels, and, if you play the prediction markets or you do other stuff, you can fleece them, right? But at this point, it's more farce than tragedy, right? So, yeah. Iran has successfully tested a nuclear-abled intercontinental ballistic missile. I think nuclear-abled means that it can have a nuclear mount. At least to my knowledge, Iran has not yet announced they've got the bomb, right? But
I'd be more surprised if they didn't than if they do.
Yeah. U.S. officials 3 hours ago, Trump cancels launching a U.S. strike on Tehran due to Israel running out of interceptor missiles needed to repel a, quote, major Iranian counterstrike, unquote. Oh, shocked Pikachu face, Sir Kenaz. Actions have consequences. All right.
Well, that's been, who could have, we've been talking about this. If you're a regular listener to Eurabiamania, we've been talking about this for months, that we were running out of these missiles, that we were running out of THAADs. This is not like any, you don't need to read arcane military journals to find this out. This has been a known problem for anybody with even a cursory interest in foreign policy. We need interceptors are very expensive. Like most American weaponry, interceptors, I think shooting a THAAD costs like $30 million. Some crazy million.
Well, yeah, like 14, 15 million a piece. But the issue isn't the cost. The issue is that it takes several months and years to rebuild. Also, like the parts and all this other crap. Like basically, if you're like one of these like industry or procurement nerds and you drew like a flowchart for these things, right? I think on the second or the third row down in the flowchart, it becomes like a Chinese company or like a Bangladeshi company or something, right? So like there's no supply chain for this stuff, right? Like if you want to make one of these interceptors, eventually the majority or the plurality of the components come from like these quote unquote enemy regimes or whatever the fuck, right? And so the West has become like this guy who's like, I'm going to fucking kill you. And then the non-Western guy just says, okay, but you don't have any bullets to shoot me. And then the West is like, oh, my bad, bro. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, you're actually an amazing guy. And then 5 seconds later, he's like, hey, can you please sell me some bullets? That's literally what the West has become. It's just like absolute shit show. Oh.
Yeah, it is impressive that, this has been our problem for a good while now, is that we've dedicated so much of our weapons procurement to these science fiction, very flashy, very expensive, very fragile weapons that just don't work very well.
They don't work, period. Right? Like the SADs and these other things, it's not just the SADs that were used. It was local assets. It was all these other interceptors, right? Everything was used in conjunction, Sir Kenaz, right? And even after it was used in conjunction, America and Israel still ran out of like 25% of all SAD interceptors ever created, right? And this was during June of last year. So like what? It's already been like 6 months? The Israelis didn't replenish this stuff, right? So now it's just like, oh, America, please don't attack because we're going to get like gang raped by missiles or whatever, right?
Yeah, but America used to have the soft power to go along with it, right? Like they had, they could twist the diplomatic arm somehow in these countries and then bomb and have their color revolution all ready to go, right? And it's not working this time. It's clearly not working. I mean, I'm sure there's violence from the regime in Iran towards those protesters. I don't doubt that. But like what portion of that was, there was someone who was planted there by American, CIA or whoever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very, like, the CIA is not what it used to be, right? Let me put it to you that way, right? First thing. Second thing, uh, when Iran interdicted Starlink, that was a big, big game changer, right? Because like ISR overmatch and we can just like dump stuff in like the cyber warfare space and the information space, and you guys can't do anything. Well, Iran basically, flipped the table on that. They probably got some Russian systems, and they also have some of their own indigenous systems, and they figured things out. But like, if Starlink and these things don't work, and you can't like organize at the grassroots in a bottom-up fashion, then yeah, you can't really do a regime change against Iran. Especially now that like I think the Iranians are just like, okay, well, we're gonna shut down the internet. It's gonna come back sometime in the middle of March, and it's just gonna be like a purely firewall, like localized internet thing, which is kind of cut off from the rest of the world, right? So they're going like the North Korea China route, which I think they should have done ages ago, right? But I think this experience taught them that, yeah, we can't trust the West, basically, right? Yeah, so.
I heard the orange retard saying how he had saved 800 people from being put on the hanging blocks.
Yeah, that's rubbish. There wasn't 800 people slated for execution. There was only like a couple of them, and they were actually executed. And in the coming days, you'll see more and more executions, right? But, it's just like Iran has successfully carried out an ICBM test. Yeah, no, this is a pretty big. If this is correct, I don't have like confirmation from like a big media outlet yet, but like if this piece of news is true, then it's game, set, and match. Because like you were saying, Sir Kenaz, all you gotta do is pay the Pakistanis.
Yeah.
They'll give you the nuke. Now you got the vehicle. You got the ICBM. You can hit Chicago with it. There we go. America, fuck off. Right, right back to Yankee go home, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for us that it got to this point, but I also note that this appears to be an unexpected positive unexpected positive thing that happens when you are sanctioned. You have to develop your local stuff.
Basically, yeah.
And Iran appears to have done that very, very well, certainly in the Defense Department.
Yes, sir. Very much so. Iran, Hassan Asghari, member of the Supreme Council. Inshallah, we must do to Trump the same as he did to Maduro. That evil man is a wild yellow dog. If Trump were arrested right now and slapped a few times, he would howl. He would howl like a dog. Oh, I love this guy.
Can you repeat who that is? I need to go follow.
Okay.
If he's on Twitter, if he's on Twitter, I wouldn't see him now anyway. But like, if he ever comes back, I want to definitely follow this.
Yeah, that's a follow.
Hassan Asghari, Hassan Hassan. Asghari is Azgadi, member of the Supreme Council of Iran. Inshallah, we must do to Trump the same as he did to Maduro. That evil man is a wild yellow dog. If Trump were arrested right now and slapped a few times, he would howl like a dog.
That is gold.
Pure gold.
I love
Comedy
it, man.
gold.
Oh, man. Pure death to America, right? I love it. Oh, man. I'm having too much fun. So can you take over for a few seconds? I'm gonna mute myself just because like I'm fucking laughing.
Yeah, no, this is just, we have not really succeeded in winning the hearts and minds of the Iranians. I mean, I know we were all convinced that what was going to happen now was we were just going to, the Iranian people were going to dump flowers on our heads as we came in triumph to bring in the new secular democracy and freedom that they all want. And, and in return, they'd be happy to give us as much of their oil as we wanted. It does not appear to be working that way, does it?
Yeah, I guess they
Who
don't want to
gives a
have like
fuck?
sports betting and like OnlyFans and
Pornography.
pornography and really high rent.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they've actually got a little bit, as I understand it, a bit of a housing problem themselves. Like, rent housing is expensive, and particularly in areas like Tehran. I couldn't tell you whether it's as good or as bad as as bad or worse than the cost of housing in the United States, which is like insanely high. So,
Hmm.
but I don't, I don't think that most of the Iranians, like you said, there is an educated set of Iranians that very much want this whole democracy, freedom, atheism, yada, yada. But I don't think that they are. I think they're about as representative of the Iranian people as as the danger-haired, like people who protest at every occasion against the evil racist America. I suspect they're about that representative of like the actual Iranian people.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Oh, this is something interesting. 3 hours ago, current report. Okay, breaking. Leaked Danish defense documents show the United States military quietly sought detailed information and intelligence on Greenland's key military infrastructure, ports, and airfields, bypassing normal diplomatic and military channels, and without notifying Denmark, and doing so covertly, according to Berlinski. Yeah, Sir Kenaz. I mean, I think you often say that you have like an opacity of imagination with regard to how retarded Trump is, and it's like a failure to like
Once
imagine.
again, he wins. He wins. Once again, I was like, nobody could be this stupid, and Donald Trump comes stumbling into the
But
room.
then, but
Oh,
then you still have people running cover for him and falling for it again because I see someone commenting in response here saying, maybe consider that the U.S. quietly seeks more information on Greenland infrastructure, ports, and airfields in the event that the U.S. has to defend it when Denmark doesn't have the
That is
capability to
fucking
do
bullshit.
so.
Bro, that is fucking bullshit. We know why they want the information covertly. It's because they want to fucking like, you know, land a few troops in Nuke, grab the government guy and be like, oh, we run the place now, right? They want to do a Maduro in Greenland, man. That's what's happening. Did this fucking Cape shit go, America, we
I
can't
mean,
do regime change anymore. It's so predictable what they're aiming for, man.
with 50,000 people in Greenland, I'm thinking we could fairly easily just land a bunch of troops
Yeah.
there. There's a
Yeah,
say,
exactly,
hey,
exactly.
nice Greenland you got, it's ours now. Replace the Greenland flag with put the American flag with instead of the Danish flag with the Greenland flag.
Yeah.
Again, the problem is, to do this, you've just shattered NATO.
Yeah.
There is no more NATO after this.
Basically. Yeah.
I mean, I have my own feelings on that, but I mean, that's kind of a big step to make. You're
Yeah.
also, you are alienating a lot of people in Europe, and I could accept the argument that Europe is basically irrelevant at this time, and we don't really need to pay much attention to them.
Well,
So
yeah, well, that's
but
the thing,
it's
though.
like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's the thing, though. It's like, oh, the Europeans are just like shitty vassals that we don't need, and ... and then they dump the American assets and bonds.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
Okay.
not saying, there's a lot of good reasons not to invade Greenland. I've had a very, very hard time coming up with a single good reason to invade Greenland.
Just because something can be done doesn't mean that you do it because of something called blowback, right? The thing is, even if they decapitate Nuke, and again, you could do it with a few hundred troops or whatever the fuck, right?
Well, somebody in Canada said that they are ready to defend Greenland against America. It's like, well, I mean, no offense to my Canadian listeners. I love Canada. I've frequently said that I think America would do better as either Russia West and or Canada South.
No.
But,
Yeah.
I don't think the RCMP is going to be taking a whole lot of American territory.
Yeah, I
Well, they
wonder.
don't need to.
Yeah,
They
I
don't
think
need to. Yeah.
I think it goes
The
to your
strategy.
point, like
Yeah.
that we could wage economic warfare through dumping
No,
bonds.
bro. That's step one. Like, I'm not. Look, kinetically, there's a lot of cards Europe and Canada can play against America. It's not just the economic stuff. It's also the bases. You can shut down the bases. Number one. Number two, right? Let the Americans come into Canada, bro. You can welcome them. It's the second largest country in the world. You got plenty of defense and depth, bro. You got plenty of defense and depth. You got fucking climate. You got fucking ambush. RCMP, Canadian Armed Forces, bro, you gotta think bigger than that, man. You gotta think drones. You gotta think random 15-year-old kids doing random attacks here and there. There's all kinds of things you can do, right? Like all you gotta do is study the war in Myanmar, right? The civil war in Myanmar, right? People 3D printed their weapons. They 3D printed their pistols. They 3D printed their mortar shells, and not mortar shells, but the firing things for those things, right? And so it's like, well, enough, we can take fucking Canada in a weekend. I'm like, all right, bro, if you believe that, good luck. Come on right in. Welcome. Ahlan wa sahlan. Come on right in, right? and the Europeans can do fun stuff as well, but America is not what it used to be, right? And the thing is, if they do this, right? Like let's say Trump is retarded enough to do this, 86% to 90% of Americans oppose this crap, right? I think about 14, 15, 20% say, oh, this is amazing, right? Annexing Greenland is amazing, fucking annexing Canada is amazing, blah, blah, blah. I mean, okay, so you're going to be fighting in these enormous places with lots of surface area against all these insurgents, and you're going to be fighting something domestically at home against your own people, and in addition to that, you will be dealing with the economic turmoil and the fallout from the bonds and the assets being sold. And in addition to that, Iran's going to be blowing your bases up in West Asia. And in addition to that, China's going to be... You see, you gotta think outside the box. You always gotta be like, America will be attacked from all directions all at once, simultaneously, right? That's how you think about this.
And there could be force multipliers too. Like I
Yeah,
could see,
basically, yeah.
there's
Yeah.
a Canadian militia that operates with an Appalachian militia that hates the American government or something,
Individually, these things don't really matter. Like Sir Kenaz is very correct. Like when Sir Kenaz says that, oh, the French, what the fuck are the French going to do against the Americans? He's actually correct, right? Like individually, France would get squished by America. But when you have a situation where America's fighting 50 people all at once, America's gonna get absolutely gang raped, man. There's no return from this once this starts happening. It's just gonna be.
Sir Kenez, we're gonna keep the underground railway open for you.
That's great. I can't wait to have it a nice steaming plate of poutine in Montreal. I'll even learn better French.
Man. Oh man.
I mean, it's like
So Kinaz has a lot of feather on his hat. He's a honorary Somali. He's getting you're getting treatment in Canada. You have a lot of friends.
Brendan Billy, this tweet is so good, I just gotta read it here. He is informing us President Trump is going to acquire Greenland. And
acquire. He's fucking using that word, man. Holy shit. Acquire Greenland. Fuck off.
Hold on, but it gets better. And if it means crippling every country financially that stands in our way to do so, then so be it. Well, I think you will be seeing, financial crippling going on. It's like, every country that stands in our way. Well, I mean, I suppose you kind of sort of could interpret it that way. It's like, yeah, this is the levels of idiocy we're dealing with.
Yeah, I was talking with an Amerigroid on Twitter the other day, and I was making.
Why do you talk with the goyim, man? Why the fuck do you talk with the goyim?
Well, I was just I take the bait so easily to make fun of them. But then he responded to me and said, "In what world does Canada outdoing America in any metric? Name one metric." And I said, "Grok, how many jobs did the Canadian economy add in the last part of 2025 versus the American economy?"
Bro.
Please tell me.
So
Bro.
this guy's got 264.5K followers. He has pinned at the top of his feed Brenda Dilley, Iran about to FAFO,
Yeah.
Cuba on notice, Venezuela shipping oil to Trump, Greenland acquisition in full swing, narco
This
terrorists
is all cape
telling,
shit. All of this
yeah,
is cape shit.
oh,
It's all hyper reality. That's literally all he's
oh,
got
he
left now.
also,
Yeah.
but he's not done. Narco terrorists telling tales about the U.S. military like they're chupacabra.
Yeah.
DHS flooding the zone in Minneapolis.
Hmm.
I voted for this so hard.
Oh
That was
man.
January 12th. A week later, 6 days later, he hasn't come up with anything better than that. This one will take some time, but yeah, this is, we were built for, this is really, really, this is, 265K followers. I also have to keep in mind this man is probably getting paid to embarrass himself in public.
How many of those followers are Indian and Nigerian bots? You gotta remember our bro Arnav here, man. He's making money from this shit as well.
I can't blame the Indians for making bank. Let's see, account based in the United States. I had to look.
You have to look.
I think
All
my
right.
favorite one yet was Barry Stanton, one of the most prolific trolls to come out of England.
Yeah.
Turns out, most prolific anti-Indian posters. I mean, sorry, Sir Arnott, but he had a lot of really vulgar and really funny memes. Turns out our English nationalist is from Pakistan.
Well, okay, but Sir Kenaz, isn't he Indo-Aryan? The Pakistanis are Indo-Aryan, so they're technically white.
I mean, an Indo-Aryan British nationalist. I mean, it's like
God.
Indo-Aryan. I mean, it's just like, okay, guy, you realize what you realize British white nationalists tell Paki jokes, right?
Holy shit, man.
Sir, can I ask, even if the account is based in United States, that person might be an H-1B visa holder. So,
Exactly.
But I'm just looking at this, you're saying this stuff with a completely straight face.
Yeah.
And it's like, Cuba on notice, Iran about to FAFO. Fuck around and find out. Yeah. Yeah, we're about to have a major war with Iran. That's why we're doing the brave Sir Robin and moving all of our stuff away from the theater.
Yeah, Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar, 90 seconds away from the Iranian missiles, was getting evacuated so quickly that people were waking up to the jets fucking flying away, right? Ain al-Assad, largest base in Iraq, got fucking evacuated entirely. The Iraqi army now owns it, right? And then it's no fucking ships anywhere. All the fucking American cowards, man, they're all fucking running like a little bitch, and all their fucking goyim are online making these stupid he's gonna fucking FAFO, fuck around, find out. Bro, what is this country, man? Is this a country? This ain't a country, man. This is fucking detritus. That's what this is. Holy shit. What is this crap?
Let me just see. He says he's a best-selling author. Let's see what he has written. I'm looking here.
Best-selling
he was a candidate for the era's, book, Still Breathing, The Words and Teaching of a Perfectly Flawed Man.
Yeah.
Okay, so he is also a self-help specialist. It's just
he's basically a podcaster. Yeah, he's basically a podcaster.
Yeah, he's a podcaster. This item, Still Breathing, frequently bought together his book and Trump, The Art of the Deal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's found an audience. He's making money at it. That's, I can't, he is a dedicated Republican, but Jesus, you generally don't find this kind of stupid outside of institutions.
No, yeah. Yes, sir. Okay, Prime Minister. All right, okay, good sir, New Scotland, your Prime Minister. And I guess technically he's my Prime Minister as well, because I used to live there once upon a time. Okay, let's see. Mark Carney, Prime Minister of Canada, says, Canada supports the principles of sovereignty and territorial integrity universally, including as they apply to Greenland and the Kingdom of Denmark. As we have consistently stated, the future of Greenland is for Greenland and Denmark alone to determine. The security of the Arctic, NATO's northern and western flanks, is essential to our alliance. Canada strongly believes that the best way to secure the Arctic is by working together within NATO. Canada is concerned by the recent escalation. I guess he means by the United States. Okay. Canada is significantly increasing Arctic security, strengthening our military, and investing in critical infrastructure. We will continue to collaborate with our allies, blah, 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 to protect this critical region because we are all stronger when we work together. Okay, so far, he hasn't said anything, too impolite yet. You've got the Canadian politeness shining through yet still. But, yeah, I mean, he's on the collision course, bros. Like, if he's like, okay, well, we believe in the territorial integrity of Denmark and Greenland, I mean, what do you then do if Trump invades Greenland, Sir Kenneth?
Yeah, well, that's just it. Trump is basically, Trump correctly understands that most of the European armies are toothless. He understands that he can get away with this, but, they're toothless, but they could still do some really bad gumming. You could still wind up with a shooting match. Yes, we could win the shooting match in a few days, except that several of those countries also have nuclear weapons.
And you'll be doing that simultaneously with the other theaters looking at American weakness. Oh my gosh, guys, NATO is crumbling. Now is the perfect time to swarm the American bases with medium-range ballistic missiles and drones. Beauty, right? So again, always in these situations, always assume that everything happens simultaneously. Then everything begins to click. With regard to, like, America's not fighting a one-on-one contest. America's fighting one versus all simultaneously. It's just like, oh man. Okay. Breaking news 13 hours ago. 2 Army battalions put on standby for possible deployment to Minnesota. ABC News. Okay. Oh, Minnesota. Somebody speaking in Arabic. Oh, man. Oh, dear. It's happening, bros. It's happening.
Yeah, this is one where this is a real potential issue. This is really, this is where you could get federal troops and state troops firing at each other.
Oh, yeah.
That's never a good thing when it happens. Like, the last time it happened, I think we lost something like 3% of our population before we got it under control.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought I just saw a post like discerning the difference between what ICE dressed like with the face masks and then the National Guard in Minnesota. The Minnesota state is saying they will have high vis jackets on and they won't be just hiding their faces. So know the difference.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, no, like, shit's about to get real, folks. And honestly, I don't think Trump is going to be de-escalating this. It could de-escalate just via a fluke or via, like, some other events occurring. But, like, Trump himself is not going to take steps to de-escalate this.
Has Trump ever de-escalated any situation ever? Like,
the one that, like, it wouldn't surprise me. I don't know how much I'd bet on Polymarket for this would be Trump doing a Maduro thing, a strike on the Minnesota governor's mansion, and taking Tim Walz away for, like, some trumped up charge.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Oh my God!
I mean,
but that would okay.
It's on brand.
It is definitely on brand.
Okay, but if he does that, Sir Kenaz, like that's just fucking it. That's the thing, though. Like that is beyond the pale, right? Because if you're a governor in any of the states, you'll just be like, okay, well, we now have to militarize, right? Because, like, he can do that to me as well.
Yeah, that's. Right? I didn't say it was a good idea. Keep in mind, I did not say it was a good idea. I
Oh,
said,
I'm aware. I'm aware.
it's like I think I could see Trump doing that at this point.
Or at least joking about it, right? Like he's been joking about maybe we don't need elections. I saw Caroline Levitt the other day saying, "Oh, he's just joking. Why do you take this so seriously? He's just joking."
One thing that has occurred to me, and this could just be silly conspiracy theorizing, and I know that's not welcome on podcasts or the internet, so I will try to be brief, is if you get this kind of, if the kind of civil unrest you're seeing in Minnesota persists for a few months and you start seeing death tolls on both sides, that's a very convenient excuse to declare martial law in the hotter areas. It's also a very convenient, like, I'm sorry, we can't have elections, we have to restore law and order.
Yeah, on the 100%.
I mean, again, that's on brand.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be a good idea. Once again, I don't want anybody listening to think that I'm sitting here with a MAGA hat on going, yeah, go, lock up them commies. No, I think it would be a bad idea for lots of reasons. But every time I've said an idea is too stupid for even Trump to go with it, like there's been so many times that he's managed to one-up me, I don't know at this point.
Yeah, and all of his MAGA supporters are just cheering all of this on, thinking that authoritarian hand won't come their way someday.
Oh yeah, no, everybody, my feeling is that because America has become so polarized, you have half of America thinks the other half is ontologically evil.
Yeah.
Not irredeemable. It's not like, Republicans are running against Democrats. It's like, my party is running against,
Satan.
Satan against Satan, either murderous communists that want to mutilate young children or like Nazis who want to round up people of color in concentration camps.
And the problem is they're not wrong on either account.
Not entirely, no. I mean, I think the thing, somebody else pointed this out, is you could do these IC arrests a lot more quietly, target them at the worst of the worst. This guy is wanted on like a number of sex crimes. All right, this guy has 4 or 5 assaults and he doesn't have a green card. You start taking those people out. Most Americans aren't going to really be that upset about it. I mean, there will be the small group of protesters who will scream, no human being is illegal, etc. But they're kind of a loud minority. When you start taking out, Ahmed, the nice guy from Pakistan who's been living here and running a bodega for 30 years, everybody everybody on the block knows him, and he hasn't, he's never had so much as a traffic ticket. When you start taking people like that, people, when you start taking, somebody's gardener who once again has never done anything wrong, save for working off under the table.
And sure,
people aren't going to be that sympathetic. People are going to be like,
and the federal government could surely work with the state governments to figure that out. Like, okay, is there someone with numerous violations in the community? Like, hey, maybe put ICE in back in their plain clothes and not taking people out of the bodegas, and just get them focused on those people and stop. We'll cooperate with you and help you find those people with our local law enforcement. But to Sir Malcolm's point, they're not interested in that, right? Like, it's about stoking that flames. And the part, to me, I'm old enough to remember that both parties allowed that illegal immigration to take place. For the Republicans to be acting like it's such a democratic no, you allowed this as well. Maybe not like to the point of like, yeah, no borders type people, but
Okay,
yeah, it
yeah.
benefited the Republicans too to look the other way for many
It
years.
benefited the businesses that took advantage of H-1B visas and undocumented labor. If the Republican Party were really serious on getting rid of undocumented immigrants, you start penalizing businesses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, gee, there's a dozen people working here who don't have proper documentation. We're going to have to take them in. Oh, that's $100,000 fine for each of them. You had 20.
exactly. Yeah.
You do that, but you can't let them do that because those are the people that donate to the Republicans.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And isn't
Yeah.
Trump talking about a pathway to citizenship now?
He doesn't really have any choice. I mean,
No, he doesn't have a choice. Yeah.
We don't have the resources and the manpower to get rid of every undocumented immigrant from the United States. It's not there.
Doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, we aren't there. We don't, nobody's got the stomach for like, well, let's start digging ditches, round the undocumented up, shoot them, throw them in the ditch, roll over it, rinse, lather, and repeat. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
But, we are going to have undocumented immigrants here in the short, medium, and the long term. There's nothing wrong with trying to get rid of the worst among them. I mean, it's like, were I to visit, like, Sir Ahmed in East Africa, or were I to visit, like, Anaf in the Sandbox, I would do everything possible to know the basic rules and social customs of the area, know the laws, and try not to violate them.
Yeah. Yeah.
If somebody can't do that, then a country has the right to say, you out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this is basically theater of cruelty. It's like, we're going to scare all them immigrants so they self-deport.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it.
Self-deport,
Yeah.
man. That's like, oh yeah, they're gonna surrender if we're more cruel to them. They're gonna dig their heels down and be more stubborn if you do that. That's human nature 101. These fucking goyim, man. Everything they do it's fucking backwards. Everything is fucking backwards. Holy shit. Oh,
They don't, but they don't understand why they need these immigrants in the first place. Like, like that also part these people don't understand.
well, they don't want to admit it, right? They don't want to admit it because the moment they admit it, their whole worldview falls apart. Because again, they have to endorse something stupid like, we're gonna build 10 million robots so we don't need the immigrants, or any day now the white women are gonna have 10 kids again or whatever, right? Unless they believe in something crazy like that, right? They don't have a counter, right? Like, these are not people who are like, okay, well, we're gonna pursue degrowth and we're gonna have less people, but that's fine. We're gonna pursue like a steady state and economic growth and whatever is gonna be a single defense. No, like, they want the standard of living and they want the high consumption lifestyle or whatever, right? And it gets you to those stupid worldviews, right? And some of them, they're like, well, enough, what about thorium? What about hydrogen? This, that, and the other thing. And it's technology that works, even if we run out of oil, gas, or whatever, we'll still fucking get there. And I
Good
just
luck
laugh.
on your thorium-powered car.
Good
Good luck on thorium replacing gasoline. I mean, that's all I'm good. I mean, it's just like hydrogen replacing gasoline. Why? What could possibly go wrong in an accident?
Yeah,
does
obviously
the word
hydrogen
Hindenburg
combustion
ring
engine
any
fucking has
bells?
hydrogen, man. Oh man. Yeah,
I mean,
but
it's just like, those, like,
yeah.
everybody, again, that's the late stage empire thing. You start getting this kind of magical thinking. We're going to make it great again. All we have to do is, insert stupid ritual here, insert, like, harebrained technology here, we're going to get this if only we can follow this. And, nobody's willing to admit, okay, there is no coming back from this. We're going to have a declining standard of living.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean we have to be less happy or less fulfilled, but, it means that the days of having our lifestyles subsidized by us using the rest of the world as a money pump, those days are gone.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And here's the hilarious thing, right? Like, the hilarious thing is thorium and hydrogen and, oh my gosh, enough, the technology works, fuck off, man, your doomerism, look, man, thorium actually works. Like, you've not solved the issue, man. What you've done is you've actually made it worse. Because imagine a world where people have access to abundant energy, right? Okay, let's imagine that world. Okay. What is the current taboo on weaponry? Well, enough that the current taboo is nuclear weapons. Okay, my friend, what does the taboo actually involve? Well, the taboo involves the fact that if you use a nuclear weapon, the radiation destroys the land, and you literally have ancillary effects that kills everyone. Okay, well, let's imagine the following scenario. Let's imagine a world in which a drone can have a 50-kilogram mount, right? And it has a nuclear capable yield, and it's like a small thing, like, 0.2 kilotons, or like 2 kilotons or less than that. And it has no radiation. It's a clean nuke, like a third or fourth generation nuke, right? And how did we build this thing? Oh, my friend, we used thorium, man. We used the clean energy, whatever the fuck you are talking to me about 5-10 minutes ago. Okay, so we have a drone. We put a 50-kilogram mount on it. It has a 0.2 kiloton to 2 kiloton blast yield, which is about, I'm going to say, 130 times larger in explosive power than the largest conventional bombs that the Americans have, which is the mother of all bombs, in the current arsenal, which weigh about like 13, 14, 15 tons or whatever, right? Okay, what does that world look like? Well, that's a world in which the marginal cost of warfare has become near zero, and suddenly you can't build anything anymore, and deindustrialization happens, because if you want to build something, guess what? A terrorist just blows it up, right? So, even the fucking, oh my gosh, bro, we're gonna build this thing with fucking thorium and fucking nuclear fusion. Even that doesn't work, because the negative feedback in that case, Sir Kenaz, is humans deciding, you know what, we're just gonna fucking blow it up anyways, because I don't like it, right? I'm gonna be a fucking terrorist. I'm just gonna blow it up, and you gave me the perfect way to blow it up by giving me cheap, abundant energy.
Yeah, well, thorium, I just checked. Thorium itself cannot be used to make a nuclear bomb, but it can be converted. In fact, when you turn it into a thorium reactor, it absorbs neutrons and it becomes uranium-233.
There we go.
233 is like 235. You can make a bomb with it. India has made U-233 bombs. So has the United States.
There we go. There we go. By the way, if you want to know, if you want to learn like the ultimate, it's like, enough, give me your ultimate doomsday, enough doom max scenario. My ultimate doomsday doom max ultimate scenario is you get the low yield nuclear bomb, which is completely clean and has no radiation, and which you can put on a drone. That would end civilization.
Why thorium? Okay, I'm talking here to Google AI. Why thorium is not the primary material for modern weapons. The primary materials are highly enriched U-235 and plutonium-239, largely due to historical precedent and the massive investment in R&D and infrastructure for these materials during the Cold War. Basically, the only thing stopping people from building thorium reactors and making U-233 bombs is we've already got so much prior investment in the current way of doing things.
It's custom. It's literally all it is custom. That's all it is.
Yeah. existing nuclear states have little incentive to switch their entire infrastructure. I disagree. The fact that we're closing all our nuclear reactors gives them a very good reason to look at U-233. I mean, again, it's like I see this. I don't know if thorium reactors will be a viable replacement for like nuclear reactors. I've heard good things about them. I've heard not so good things about them. What I know is anytime you're dealing with nuclear fission, you wind up with byproducts you can make bombs with.
Yeah.
It's like that. And, 233, even if it's not as effective, well, you don't need a lot of it. Like you said, and to a 0.2 kilogram, there is no missile in the American arsenal, no conventional missile that can give you 200 tons of TNT.
No.
I mean, 200 tons of TNT going off in a city might not blow out the whole city, but it's going to leave a great big hole, and it's going to pretty much kill everything about a quarter mile in every direction.
Yeah. Like it'll vaporize about 200 meters or so. And there would be like heavy blast damage for about 500 meters. If you want to know what that looks like on Israel, you just gotta only fire a couple hundred of them and the country is destroyed. And oh, by the way, if you can make, again, the reason the nuclear bomb is a taboo is not because humans became moral and, we think killing is bad. No, the reason the nuclear bomb is a taboo is because there's radiation, right? If you use the weapon, you harm yourself, because if your troops walk the fucking irradiated hellscape, they're gonna die as well. The water's gonna get polluted, everything's polluted. Well, what if that's not the case? Hey man, thorium, bro. Hey, what if some guy figures out, clean nuclear bombs from thorium, right? And again,
all
like
he's got to do, you get rid of the proactinium-233 from the reactor core, let it decay into pure U-233, so it doesn't become U-232, which emits intense gamma radiation.
Yeah.
Or you store up the U-232 and you use that, you don't even have to make a bomb out of it, you make a powder out of it and spray it.
Yeah. Basically, somebody will eventually figure it out, right? Somebody will eventually figure out a clean nuclear weapon. Clean as in like completely clean, very little to no radiation. You use it, it makes a giant explosion. It's a super weapon. It destroys everything, and then 1 hour later, your troops can take the land, right? And so there's the thing. It's like I always warn people. I'm like, every time you tell me about your wonderful like technology and oh my gosh, enough human innovation, blah 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 blah, we're gonna figure it out. I'm like, every time you do this, every time you fucking optimists do this, you make your defeat inevitable. Because again, it always comes down to who is the user, what is his intention, what is his ideology, what does he want to do, right? And you only need a few people. If only a few people believe in this stuff of like, I don't want modern industrial society, I don't want this, and I don't want, this like technological whatever the fuck, I'll make a bunch of clean nukes, right? That's all she wrote, folks, right? So, if you want the thorium, whatever the fuck, then go for it, bros.
Yeah, I mean, I think the problem is I don't see a solution in the future that allows us to continue our current standard of electrical usage.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Thorium reactors don't do it. Thorium reactors especially don't use it if we're suddenly looking for a few more terawatts just for our new, AI plants.
Basically. Oh, so much techno optimism bullshit these days, man. You gotta like really, slap them around a bit to make them stop. Yeah,
it does seem like there's a drive, like the drive towards crypto and all of this AI. It seems like there's some sort of drive to using up or a lot of energy or pushing towards more energy use. Like we didn't really need all this.
no, this was not at all needed. But people want to do this stuff because again, they want to look forward to something in life, right? And if you tell them their society is fucked and none of this is working and whatever, right, it doesn't really sell. And so if you're like these big corporates and these big like people who want to make money and shit, right, you need to sell them on something, right? So pornography and all this other shit, right?
And I just like to take a walk in nature, you know?
Well, I mean, try to explain that to people, but no, they want their thorium and all this other bullshit, right? Like, these fucking people, man, they never learn, right? So sometimes you gotta, when they bring these things up, I bring up that other thing I was telling you about, which is like clean nuclear weapons, right? And you know, that normally scares the shit out of them and puts the fear of God right into them. But you know, sometimes you gotta be a bit descriptive, right? So.
I don't think that, especially like the Americans and North Americans in general, we haven't grasped like how warfare has changed. Like even I've been watching the Russia-Ukraine thing, obviously, and like that we should be watching and paying attention to how warfare has changed, but we're not.
Nope.
Yeah, no, we are still fighting like, okay, we're going to bring out a bunch of ships. We're going to bring in a bunch of troops. We're going to have a big war like the Second World War where we have tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of soldiers on each line. And then we're going to go to war with each other with like either a blitzkrieg or with something else, with the added assumption of like we're going to have massive air support as well. And that worked just fine, in World War I and World War II. Today, you're more likely to be fighting sub-state actors, who may be anywhere from 10 to 100 people. They're coming in short strikes. They're getting out quickly. They're using cheap, easy to use, and reliable weaponry.
Yeah, I thought I saw.
None of our weaponry is any of those things.
No, I thought I saw Trump just announced like some new fleet of ships, like a destroyer of some sort, maybe.
I think this was like a 35,000 something ton ship with like a rail gun, and I just fucking laughed. I'm
Right.
like, dude.
Rail guns. Oh boy. I mean, this is an example of like, yeah, there are things a railgun can do very well. It requires just Herculean amounts of electricity. How many times are you going to be able to charge your battery? And how much charge does your battery have? How many forces can you? How many projectiles can you send at those walls at like Mach 7 to Mach 10? And more precisely, how much money does this cost, and what happens if you need to repair it in the middle of a battle?
So Kenaz, don't worry. All they need is a thorium reactor on the ship.
A thorium reactor on the ship.
Yeah, that's what they need. That's what they're gonna answer with, man. Like I know how these people think, right? They have a gambler instinct, right? They have a gambler instinct. They're at the blackjack table. They're gonna bet the entire house on the thing, right? Oh, enough! Don't worry, man. If the ship has a thorium reactor, it can have a railgun as well.
That's not like I feel like Han Solo here. That's not how this works. This is not how any of this works.
Oh.
And in my head, that scene from China or what's that Roman Polanski film? Like it's Chinatown, Jack, like or Jake. Forget about it.
Yeah, it is just like, okay, we're spending money on stuff. The one I loved was the crowd control thing that could make your skin feel like it was burning. But, if we make it too strong, we're going to cause internal organs to start cooking. So the strongest we can make this, and I suspect a lot of it also had to do like microwave ovens make it strong because they're in a Faraday cage. This is just projecting microwaves out. Mm-hmm. But basically, you can defend yourself against this by wearing a sweatshirt.
Wow.
Oh, like all the black bloc people do?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Fucking retards, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, and, they spent billions on this. And it was, we have water cannons. Water cannons actually do a very good job of knocking people off their feet and keeping them off their feet. We have tear gas. It's not perfect, but it does a pretty good job of breaking things down, of getting people, of driving people off. We have pepper spray. Why do we need new technologically advanced non-lethal weapons?
Mm-hmm.
We need Palantir like facial AI facial recognition.
Fucking Palantir, man. Holy shit.
I will say, I went to Florida a couple of years ago and I went and visited the Kennedy Space Center, and it was amazing to me, like the engineering and the technological capabilities that the Americans once had compared to now. It's just like it's just the financialization of their economy with sports gambling and like OnlyFans being like on the fringes. And then, yeah, like we just take the laziest idea and we gamble on it. Just like you said, Cernoff, like they think they can just gamble their way out of it.
Oh, try going on social media to say that you think porn is bad. My liberty, my rights to free. It's like, bro, we used to be able to FAP to Sports Illustrated. You can learn to do that too.
Yeah, that is crazy that you said that, because I was thinking just about Sports Illustrated. 1993 was when I became a man, and
Yeah.
I was looking at it last
No.
night. Actually, I was looking through the old issue.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's kind of like there is nothing good to be said really about the porn industry.
It just seems like the whole country has turned to brain rot. Like, and I know the whole world has, because maybe that's just like the quickening or whatever. But it seems like there's a black hole, and that's coming up and swallowing the whole culture and the whole country. And for sane people like yourself, Sir Kenaz, like, I don't know how you live there. I see Malcolm. Like, do you think about escaping? Like, do you think, or
I mean,
is in your
I have
community? You have your community and you're good there.
I have my community. I've
North will
got
be
my
fine.
family. I will be fine. I'm not the sort of radical, like, I'm the kind of radical that pisses off the danger hairs. I'm not the type of radical that says things that endanger the government.
Right, right,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not sitting here telling people to kill ICE agents or telling them to kill Antifa people.
right.
You'll notice a lot of the people that get in trouble here tend to have a real problem with that. And well, you're interfering with my free speech to threaten people with violence.
Right. Yeah. You're not a Fred Hampton or Randy
Yeah.
Weaver.
No, I mean, well, Randy Weaver was like, actually, I believe all the man wanted to do was escape to Idaho, like rural Idaho with his family.
Yeah, he was
They
entrapped
came
for
looking
sure.
for him. I mean, yeah, they came looking for him. I mean, I'm not here to escape. People that everybody knows where I am, where I live. If they decide I pose some threat to the government, and I could see that honestly, I've basically been an equal opportunity critic.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I mean, I haven't had a lot of good things to say about either political party because I think we're ruled by idiots on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
But, I also have never advocated for violence because, to be perfectly honest, I'm not going to tell somebody to go out and do something that I don't have the guts to do myself.
I agree with that 100%. Yeah.
No.
I'm not like, I have a family. I have reasons why I'm not going to put my life on the line, but that means I'm also not going to encourage somebody else to do it.
Yeah. And it's a big country with like a lot of different regions and people fighting about different things, really. Like if you think about Minnesota, like that's a pretty particular state. I know it's the same all over the country in terms of like criminals being illegal criminals being in different cities, but we don't see ICE going into like any red states or red cities. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I could totally see Trump thinking about this, or some of the smarter members on Trump's team thinking, hey, if we get control of the blue states, we can put the elections off.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, again, I
Sir
think
Kenaz,
it's a
he should
stupid
go for it,
idea.
man.
I think it's
Sir, can shake Trump, shake Donald John Trump should go for it, and he will give us total victory over the kuffar once and for all. Once he does that,
yeah. I mean, he is like that. It wouldn't be like there would be a method to that madness. I think it would be a really stupid method, but I'd understand like you are definitely engaging in willful provocations in blue states. As you said, we're not getting this kind of footage out of the red states.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
I
those,
mean, although
yeah.
All right,
they are
one hour
busting
ago.
people.
Oh, okay.
1 hour.
1 hour ago. United States Treasury debt held by United Kingdom, $888.5 billion. Belgium, $481 billion. Canada, $472 billion. Luxembourg, $425 billion. France, $376 billion. Germany, $109 billion. Denmark, $12 billion. Oh dear. That's 1.2, 1.6. That's 2 trillion plus right there. That's 2 trillion plus treasury bonds, right? By the way, that's like, that's about, I'm going to say 50% higher than all of Japan's holdings. So significant sum.
Yeah,
If
this
if
is like
Trump if Trump goes for Greenland, and according to Trump, the quote unquote valuation of Greenland is $700 billion, he's gonna lose 2 trillion plus, Sir Kenaz, just from that.
oh, no,
Uh,
like I've never accused the man of being smart and but this is uncommon stupidity. It's like every time I'm like, okay, Trump can't be this stupid all the time. It's like, he just hello.
Anything like now, like whenever the name Trump comes up, the only thing that I think of now is what that Iranian guy said.
mm-hmm.
The yellow dog commenting. Yeah, me too. He'd be howling like a dog, that yellow coward or whatever he said, yellow dog or whatever. But like,
Yeah,
also, don't forget, he's going to pick up several billion with the spots on the peace board there that he's selling positions on.
Yeah. Oh, peace board, $1 billion. Yeah, I mean, that's a fucking flop. Like, the Israelis are like, no, we're not gonna have Pakistan and Turkey on this or whatever the fuck, Oh,
Right?
if we have the evil Muslim troops inside Israel, they're gonna fuck things up or whatever. And it's like, okay, bro, whatever. Trump's gonna keep on doing retarded shit that doesn't mean anything, and it is what it is, right? All right. What else do
that's
we
a
have?
fair assessment. I mean,
Paris.
what happens next? Trump does something retarded.
There we go. Oh dear.
Could have actually been a pretty transformational president if he stick to some basic things, but did not do that.
No. Israel rejects Trump's Board of Peace plan for Gaza, saying it will not accept Pakistan and Turkey. Yeah, it's dead on arrival, basically. It's dead on arrival. It's not going to happen.
Got to have something on him in those Epstein files, because why would America chain themselves to the sinking rock that is Israel? I mean, they've never been able to play in the sandbox nicely, and it's just been American support forever.
Christian guilt. That's the only thing. Like first of all, these people created this situation of Israel and Palestine because of their guilt.
True
So
enough.
yeah, so they are to be held account to whatever is happening over there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Truth.
So much bullshit. What else do we have here? Minnesota National Guard. Okay, Carolina Line, 21 minutes ago. The Minnesota National Guard is literally altering its uniform so it will not be confused with ICE agents or other federal forces. Not a good sign if you are expecting this country to stay united. Okay. Minnesota National Guard. This is about a few moments ago, I think. No, this was yesterday. Okay. Minnesota National Guard. Members of the Minnesota National Guard are on standby ready to assist local law enforcement and public safety agencies. If our members are activated, they will be wearing reflective vests, as pictured here, to help distinguish them from other agencies in similar uniforms. Yeah, Sirkinaz. Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah,
What is
this
this?
is not.
Is America going to become Rwanda? Is this what's happening now?
I mean, this is how a breakdown starts. I mean, we've already got governors in blue states cooperating with each other to like treating the well, Waltz came out and said, we are at war with the federal government. It's like, bro, you don't really want to say that.
I mean, the fact that he's saying it means that the situation is unraveling very, very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they're like, if we're at war with the federal government, what comes next is a war between the government and the states.
Yes, sir. It's literally what's next. Okay. U.S. strike on Iran, probability on Polymarket. Okay, so it's basically gone now. It's literally disappearing
I mean,
in real time. Yeah.
I think everybody is starting to realize that, like, we, even if we wanted to have a major war in Iran, we don't have the equipment it would take.
No. You could try something with like, oh, we'll try and do a quote unquote decapitation strike, but Tehran is like deep, deep, deep inside. It's not like Caracas. Caracas is right next to the Caribbean Sea. Tehran is like 800 kilometers inside or whatever, right? So you would have to fly over all of that and the air defense and the whole thing. And oh, by the way, Iran now has better electronic warfare capabilities and what have you. And so after you deal with all that bullshit, right, what are you actually going to achieve, right? So yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to amount to much. But the show has to continue, Sir Kenaz, and they have to keep on hyping it because that's all he's got left. He's got to like aura farm, and he's gonna hype, and then he's gonna tell everyone that, oh my gosh, America's back, baby, Turbo America, we are the fucking best and whatever. Like Imperial Collapse 101, right? Like the closer you get to collapse, the more like noises the Imperial power makes, right? Happens all the time.
Yeah, I keep, like I said, every time, I'm like, there is no way Trump could be this stupid.
Hello.
Yeah, it is just like, it's like a routine. Like, well, okay, like I said, there's no reason to invade Greenland.
Yeah.
There is no reason, we have no capability to get, a battle group past the Bab al-Mandab.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We don't, that's just like, we were smart enough to admit that, okay, we can't go to war with China in the South China Sea.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know if we could go to war with China anywhere else, but certainly not in the South China Sea.
Mm-hmm.
We can't go to war with Iran because, we can't get through the Bab el-Mandab.
And also, most of the stuff is being evacuated as we speak. And in addition to all of that, right, like the amount of casualties American forces would take, it's completely beyond the pale with regard to the domestic situation right now. Right.
Yeah, I don't, there's no way we'd have the protesters coming in. The protest would start. America seems to have 50,000 at this point, just seems to be a hard, fast line for us.
Mm-hmm.
And 50,000 casualties, those will pile up real quick in a war with Iran.
Yes, sir.
So, I don't see that happening. But
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see what else is happening right now.
On the Greenland front, if I could just maybe chuck like a devil's advocate point out, perhaps they're thinking incredibly long term. Like, what does Greenland have? Like 35 or 45,000 people or something like that. If they can get
60,000, something like that.
right. So if they take it now and then they have it for the rest of the time, that's their new northern frontier, and they probably envision taking Eastern Canada at some point if they can help the Quebecers, like, foment
Bro,
revolution. And
bro,
then,
bro.
but like, is there arable
The-
land in Greenland when all like the
It's a
ecological?
giant glacier, man. It's a giant fucking glacier. When people talk about like rare earths and drilling and natural gas, all of that's speculative. The geological work is very, very shoddy. Even if you can get some of the stuff out, it's very, very high energy return on investment. Very, very like, shitty numbers of like 1:3 or 1:4, very, very poor ratios, right? The thing is, right, there's no money for this crap. I was telling Sir Kenneth this on the Telegram chat, but like at the height of the Cold War, there were like 20 bases, American bases, all across Greenland. The majority of them have been shut down, right? Good Sir New Scotland, how many American bases are on Greenland presently?
Maybe one or two?
One base left with about 150 deployed. At the height of the Cold War, there were like over 20 with more than 20,000 Americans. Right?
Right.
And so like, oh my gosh, Greenland, man, Greenland is so important. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. All right. If you actually believe that, right, you would actually spend money, build the bases, and have the troops, right? It's all fucking cape shit and bullshit, right? 150, the base is all half abandoned, right? It's rubbish, right? They're not thinking long term, right? This is Drumpf being a fucking demented idiot, right? He has an instinct right now that, oh, I need the real estate because my legacy and blah, 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 or whatever. And that's what he's doing. There's no long-term plan. There's no fucking like, okay, well, 50 years down the line, Greenland's going to do this for me. None of that's true, man. Like, if it were true, if it were actually true, you would see infrastructure, you would see like actual movement of people and resources, you would see all the other shit, right? We don't see that. None
Right.
whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm trying to apply my own rational thinking to his reactionary. Like
It's not gonna work, man. Stop thinking rationally, bro.
it really reminds me of how my dog reacts when the cat walks by. Like, the cat doesn't want her stupid little bone, but she like freaks out and grabs everything in every toy that might be around her, or every bone that's hers, or chew stick. And like Greenland, like you were saying, Sir Kenaz, like, why is he getting so, why all of this about Greenland? It's not important.
Yeah, I mean, or it's even if it is important, we got stuff in place where we can build military bases, we can build mines. We've already got those agreements. Nobody has said we can't.
Right.
Yeah.
Not even as we've become more belligerent have they said we can't.
Yeah, they're still like, we're still NATO alliance, like we still are friends.
Yeah, so it's like, what on earth what are you trying to accomplish here?
Yeah.
That's just where it just keeps coming back to me. It's like, okay, you're saying here you need to take Greenland by force if necessary. I mean, your legacy is like, well, your legacy could be you were the guy that saved that put an important strategic point in the Arctic. You want to be like McKinley. You want to be the one that added Greenland made Greenland the 51st state.
Hello.
Oh man.
Yeah. No, I mean, again, that is for me, because to me, it's like, this just seems so blitheringly stupid that I have a hard time imagining anybody could take it seriously. And the fact that if Donald Trump does, there are like many people with big followings who will cheer for it is kind of simultaneously like, I'm not sure whether to be amused or depressed.
Both.
It's a little from column A and a little from column B.
Yeah. I mean, it is just like, okay, I never figured this was going to be, I never really figured we'd be having serious conversations about a military action against Greenland. You know, but
Oh,
Greenland's
man.
part of NATO. Yeah, but it should be part of the United States. Well, where you run the North Atlantic Treaty? Yeah, well, that's not important.
Don't pay attention to the acronym.
Yeah.
No,
But
man.
like it
So
was.
can I, if I feel that Greenland is the 51st state of America, then it is. None of this like facts and like what the hell are you guys talking about?
Right.
If I feel something is there, it is.
And
Nothing
to the
else matters.
yeah, and to that end, like we're all at the hands of this senile orange retard.
Yeah, that's kind of the senile orange retard. That's the most succinct way to put it.
Whatever his mind
Oh,
can dream up happening, we have to like kind of run through the motions with him.
well, the thing with Trump is that Trump is simply the leader that America deserves. That's literally what this is, bro. It's like, oh, he's crazy, he's Nero, he's Caligula. Oh my gosh, bro, America, we didn't vote for him. Like, bro, he's your president, man. Like, people elect the leaders that they deserve. Bangladesh elected Sheikh Hasina, right? And then they deserved her for a while, and then Bangladesh overthrew her. Americans elected Donald Trump. They deserve Donald Trump. That's literally what this is, right? Uh,
Yeah, sir.
all this coping and seeding and like, oh, we don't deserve this. We don't. Yeah, you fucking do, man. It's
Yeah,
like,
I'm looking
don't
at.
try to. Yeah, go ahead, man.
I'm looking over at you guys in the sandbox and getting pretty jealous right now. Actually, it's looking pretty good.
Oh man. Okay, let me read this comment. This is one of the Goyim. Oron McIntyre. All right. Look, we'll just let the left wing kill people, steal everything, and rig elections. Sure, people will die, have their property confiscated, and the left will hold power indefinitely due to their lock on the electoral system, but people will see that we are principled and victory. Okay, why is he saying this? Oh, he's saying this because, like, people are talking about Minnesota.
Yeah, that guy is a mega crybaby bitch.
Bro, he's absolute goyim, man. Absolute fucking goyim. Absolute fucking goyim. It, especially when you make basic points with regard to like, okay, well maybe, I don't know, you shouldn't be like randomly shooting moms in the face and then gloating about, oh yeah, she deserved it, fuck that bitch or whatever, right? And you shouldn't be doing that because that's like step one towards becoming big Rwanda, right? And then they're like, well, the left, shut the fuck up, bitch. We're not talking about left versus right. We're talking about the fucking integrity of the country, you fucking dense motherfucker, right? You're literally living in a country which is flirting with becoming big Rwanda. Shut the fuck up, bitch.
They can't see it.
They can't see it, bro.
But sir,
Only
enough.
Africans do that, man. Yeah, yeah.
No, but sir,
But
enough.
yeah,
According to becoming an American, if he's getting money for these views,
yeah.
like he's in the right,
Oh yeah,
according
bro.
to
Oh
his
yeah.
value
Oh
system.
yeah, bro. Exactly. According to his value, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. Yeah, no, that's true. It's like, well, I'm getting paid, man, so I'll just keep saying whatever the fuck I'm saying.
Is there a long-term like projection where this ICE shit really? Obviously, they're not going to deport everyone, and if they're just focusing on blue states and cities, then it's not really about that anyway. But like, does there come a time when the Orrin McIntyres, with their sole single issue of just deport 100%, like, do they ever get the fell for it? Like, they seem so true to their religion.
What's
Like
going to happen to them? What's going to happen to them is there's going to be three groups of them. The first group are going to simply emigrate. They'll go somewhere else, like Thailand or whatever the fuck. They'll become like a sexpat or whatever, and they'll like talk about, once upon a time we were Americans. America was the greatest nation on earth or whatever. Like, this will happen many years after America has been destroyed, right? That's the first group of people. The second group of people are simply going to get killed in the multiple dirty waves of civil, dirty wars or whatever, right? And, they'll get killed because, I don't know, they were fucking cunts, or they actually tried to commit atrocities or whatever, or they just got caught up in the crossfire. The final group of people are simply going to be the group of people who commit suicide en masse, right? So that they look out the window of their neighborhood, they see Americans shooting Americans, and they'll just put the Glock in their mouth and pull the trigger. Those are the three groups of people, all right? And I shouldn't be calling them people because they're a bunch of goyim, but that's the fate of all the goyim right there. Option number 1, emigrate and become a sexpat. Option number 2, get caught in the crossfire and, be a victim of someone else's homicide or war crime or whatever in the dirty war. And option 3 is suicide. That's what, the right wing, the nationalists, the whatever the fuck, they can call themselves whatever the fuck they want, man. Nationalist, populist, right wing, blah, 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 traditionalist, this, that, and the other thing. All I know is these goyim, they want America to become Rwanda. And I'm saying, the moment you do that, you've disqualified yourself. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I agree. And they remind me so much of 2014, 2015, those, the wokesters, they're so victimized right now because they hold this belief that America is for Americans and us only. And it's just so
They don't
funny.
know what the fuck that means, bro. Bro, they don't know what the fuck that means. What does that fucking mean? Does it mean that, okay, well, the 53% of Americans who are white, it's for them? Or does it mean the 40? Because again, out of that 47 non-white, many of them, you could argue, their ancestors have been on the American continent for 500 plus years, right? Okay, so America for Americans, does that apply to them as well? And if it doesn't, why doesn't it apply, right? They can't answer these questions, man.
Yeah,
they have
no
bro,
sense of their own history at all.
No, they don't. It's well, America for Americans. Okay, what about the guy who has an Amerindian ancestor from 1,000 years ago, and he's got another parent who's Spanish from 400 years ago, and he looks like a brown, right?
He
Is
better have
America
he better have his papers on him, his citizenship papers.
Yeah, fucking citizenship papers, man. Holy shit. Oh man. Okay, weaponization. Okay, Democrat activists Jennifer Welch and Jim Acosta say mass prosecutions of Trump and Republicans are a necessary step for national reconciliation when Democrats regain power, arguing that expanding the Supreme Court would be required to jail Trump and his associates. All right, Sir Malcolm quotes this and he says, 1 minute ago, the political temperature in the United States keeps rising and the stakes keep getting higher. The chances of them actually having the midterms without serious violence of irregularities is pretty slim. Sir Kenaz, is America going to become a worse version of Bangladesh with election violence?
This has been going on for a while. I think I said this earlier in the podcast, we have a situation where where both parties think the other party is absolutely evil, and that if we don't take the gloves off and start using lawfare, start arresting our opponents, start basically if we don't start treating American politics the way Bengalis treat Bangladeshi politics, we're just going to get overrun.
But at that point, you don't have a country, do you?
No, no, you don't. But I mean, it's but hey, if we don't do
Bangladeshi style election violence, except 9.6 million square kilometers.
Lord.
Fucking hell, man.
That's exactly what, I saw, because I gave money to a friend of mine who was running on running for a state actually a county position in California, and he was on the and I gave it through Act Blue. I get stuff from Act Blue all the time now. Thank God I gave it to a Proton Mail account. But I remember seeing an article that was explaining we have to start gerrymandering our states, the blue states, to keep the Republicans from gaining any power because they're just doing it to us. I mean, nobody before this ever would have admitted, we're doing gerrymandering to take away the votes from our opponents. What they're saying is, but if we, we're not even at the pretense of this is fair voting anymore.
Yeah.
We're at the point of, look, if they come to power, they're going to round us up and put us in prison. So we have to round them up and put them in prison before they can do it. I mean,
Banana Republic without the bananas. Banana Republic without the bananas. Emerging market, but without the young people and the population and the labor force. Just a bunch of old people. Absolute shit show.
Yeah. No, I mean, this doesn't end well. This does not end well. Yeah, you've got people talking about, I saw some, Eric Swalwell was saying, if you make me governor of California, I will take away all the agents driving lessons. I will have them arrested and charged with like sedition and murder. Okay. If I become the governor of our state, I will attack federal troops.
Yeah. Breaking news. Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger sworn in and ends state police cooperation with ICE mere hours after officially taking office. Yeah, Sir Kenneth. It's getting worse.
Yeah. I don't see this ending well. I do not see this ending well.
It's not going to end well. They're putting their foot down, and they know that they can do this because, like, again, you have to always look at it as simultaneity. It's not just that, Trump can focus on, crushing Virginia and Minnesota. No, Trump has to do everything simultaneously. He has to fuck Greenland, fuck Minnesota, fuck Virginia, fuck Iran, fuck China, fuck Russia, and fuck 50 other countries all at the same time, which he can't do. This is why America will fail.
Yeah. Oh, I think he might be able to. He might be doing all of this as the precursor for fucking Minnesota. That would actually not be, I mean, realistically speaking, you have enough heated rhetoric.
We're talking about realism and we're using Trump in the same sentence? What are we doing here?
Okay, Trump has some people he works with who are political, realists of a kind. Mm-hmm. Now, if you are absolutely convinced that, okay, if we lose the 2026 election, Trump is going to get impeached, and if we lose the 2028 election, Trump and Vance are going to prison, then you really don't have any incentive to have a free, fair election. They're also convinced at this point, keep this in mind, they are convinced that, well, if we don't do this, then the other side will the other side is going to do it to us. Mm-hmm. We're in that vicious circle now.
Yeah.
So, I think there is there's a greater than zero chance that we will see like an attempted political takeover from the party that went, like from one of the parties in going into the 2026 and 2028 elections.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, they've put every little piece in place for this Minnesota thing, definitely, to go that way.
Like Sir Kenaz was talking about, sort of LARPing Bangladeshi politics. Like the MAGA has had its chances. Like they went into the Capitol building on January 6th to take photographs.
They're not even. Exactly.
And when a guy named Charlie got shot, their supposed leader, I don't know what has happened on ground. Like, I don't know, like, are these people LARPing some politics where they want something to actually happen, but they just went all this out on X? Like, I'm really confused.
They basically, it's like, imagine a banana republic, an emerging market, a absolutely fucked up political, social situation where politics and all this other shit doesn't work. And the thing is, if that were the end of the story, it wouldn't be the end of the world. Oh, well, it's Zimbabwe, or oh, it's Bangladesh, or oh, it's Pakistan. But don't worry, guys, the average age of the population is like 24 or 25. It's got a bunch of young people. They're going to work for a living, and they'll make a decent living. And oh, inflation is this bad and that the other thing. But oh, don't worry, they'll figure something out. In America, it's all a bunch of fat, obese people, man. And they're super old, right? So it's like, well, they're going to storm the Capitol and, like, kill the traitors. No, dude, they're a bunch of grandpas and grandmas, man. They're not going to do it, right? And that's what's happening here with regard to, like, Bangladeshi-style election violence, but more retarded, right? Because they don't have the physical fitness, bro. Yeah,
Like,
they
I
don't
don't
have the
know, like
physical
from
fitness,
political
bro. Yeah,
dissident to become a tourist. Like, it's a weird shift.
weird shit, man. Oh man. Oh dear. With today's swearing in of Governor Spanberger, Democrats secure a trifecta and total control in Virginia. Republicans are completely locked out of power. They hold no statewide offices and are minorities in both chambers of the legislature. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is going to happen more and more, especially if Trump keeps up this bullshit. Just in 5 hours ago, European Union readies trade measures against the United States. All right, and then people are saying market crash incoming. All right, what else do we have? Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but it looks like they're actually serious about like not ratifying the Europe America trade deal. At which point they, all the stuff that they negotiated is out the window. And like, oh, America's gonna have energy investments, this, that, and the other thing. All of that's out the window, basically, if that happens.
But hey, we'll have Greenland, and that ain't half bad.
NBC News. Trump is increasingly complaining to aides about what he sees as Canada's vulnerability to America's foes in the Arctic. Well, gee, Donald, are you going to invade Canada as well and conquer them so that they're not vulnerable? Is that your next move?
Oh, I wish I had my soundboard. I'd be having Sheila Breslovsky singing Blame Canada.
But it can't.
I mean, it is like, I did get to make one great cartoon with Trump and Poliver as like two of South Park's most beloved Canadians, Terrence and Phillip, because that just seemed the perfect pairing. But,
Yes.
why Poliver? I think I'm going to take over Canada. What do you think? Here's what I think, Trump. Fart. Ah! That is basically the level of discourse we're at right now.
Okay, we got a poll. All right. Sir Kenaz, using military force to take Greenland. How many Americans agree and how many Americans disagree?
I believe when I saw it a while back, it was 14% are for a Greenland invasion, 86% are against it.
Correct. All right. Second question. Okay, federal funds to buy Greenland from Denmark. How many oppose and how many are in favor?
I'm guessing more oppose than are in favor.
70% oppose. 30% in favor. So the sum is, I think, $700 billion, which I don't think America has. I don't think America has $700 billion of liquid cash lying around.
That's just, I mean, and again, why? Why do we need, we're going to buy Greenland, which Greenland has said they're not going to sell. Or they're not really, they don't want to sell.
Okay. United States is preparing possible deployment of 2 Army battalions in Minnesota, totaling 1,500 paratroopers from the 11th Airborne. That's an elite rapid response combat unit. Why are we treating an American state like a foreign battlefield? Oh, well, Brian Allen, if you want to know the answer to that question, it's because the dirty war, the American dirty war, is about to begin.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to get like elite paratroopers. Like, the mindset it takes to become an elite paratrooper is not the kind of mindset that is real good at maintaining control when people are throwing ice balls at you.
Your mindset as a paratrooper is you go behind enemy lines and you neutralize them, basically, right? Neutralize is a euphemism for killing them.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
And I mean, we are
is
looking
like,
at a definite possibility of like somebody now getting killed very theatrically, just like we saw with, Renee Good.
Yeah.
And, only this time it won't be one. It might be like, like the Kent State thing where there's like 4 or 5. You got a couple people who are in wheelchairs, couple people with like brain damage from bullets going through their head, like all kinds of bad stuff. And now what happens?
Mm-hmm.
now what happens? I would expect that the rioting would ramp up in Minneapolis, and at that point, Trump just says, "Well, the hell with it. I'm going to send in more troops." And that's, and at that point, or they do, like I said, like I mentioned earlier, they do a Maduro style airstrike and airlift and, basically take Gwen and Tim Waltz, from their home and bring them into a DC, bring them to Guantanamo for a trial.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Oh,
I
man.
mean, that's not an impossibility. It's absurd enough that I don't want to bet on it, but I keep remembering that every time I've said no
Go to
way.
Polymarket and bet on it, Sirkin, you might make some money. I don't know.
I think there was a bet on would Tim Waltz get arrested within the next, before 2028. I think it was.
Hang on a second. Let me see. Tim Walz. Let me see. Tim Walz in jail. All right. Tim Walz in jail by March 31st. 2026, 1.3%. So if you bet $100, Sirkinaz, actually no, let's see. If you bet $20, 2.2, you'd win $900, Sirkinaz.
$20, $900. Yeah, I mean, I think that's. I think the odds. I don't think the odds that are at 50%. I think they're higher than 1.3%.
December 31st, 2026. Odds of Tim Walz in jail by December 7.3. Really? 7%? Huh. So a $20 bet would be $250. Okay, interesting.
I mean, not bad. Yeah, no, I mean, I would say that the problem with this is pacifying Minnesota. Yeah. Surround Minneapolis. Surround the city, turn off the electricity, turn off the water, wait through till winter.
I mean, you'll be fighting them as you shut down the stuff.
Okay, yeah, and they have a fair number of people there who do have guns, but I mean, it's we are evacuating you from Minneapolis. You're coming in and you're coming with us. I mean, I don't know where they'd put these people, but, it's I don't think people understand if this turns into an actual state-federal conflict, what that looks like.
Joey Salads. Leftists are now brutally assaulting conservatives in Minneapolis, attempting to rip them from their cars. Trump must send in the National Guard and they should open fire.
That's got to be in reference to that idiot guy who went and got his ass kicked. What's his name? Jake.
Jake, whatever. Yeah, that guy who wanted to burn a Quran in Minneapolis. Yeah, that guy. But America wants to become big Rwanda. This is what Americans want, man. This is what they, as adults, as goyim, this is what they want. So I say let them have it. Oh,
what was it? I think H.L. Mencken said, voting is proof that voting exists so Americans can get what they want and get it good and hard. I mean, it's yeah, I mean, I think.
Oh yeah, Jake Lang. That's his name, Jake Lang. Yeah.
A lot of the people here who are cheering for, bring out the troops and start firing at protesters. It's okay, do you understand how this ends?
They don't.
It ends with the masses storming the White House and killing Trump.
Yeah, or it ends with, what might be better or worse, depending on your point of view. It might end with with Trump getting stormed, or it ends with a military junta in the United States.
Yeah,
right.
That's basically what that is. Yeah,
that I mean, it basically, or it ends with President Trump becoming our new Madero.
Yeah.
That is where it goes. I mean, that's basically,
Those are
or,
the outcomes. Those are the
it
3 or
is
4
like
outcomes.
out
Yeah.
Caesar on the hill. You're either going to be like, if you go down this road, you will either be the leader of the United States, the undisputed, unvoted, undisputed leader of the United States, and you don't have to worry about that pesky voting thing anymore, or you wind up dead. That is like, those are your options.
Yes, sir. Very much so. Very much so.
But they're just begging for it, though. Like, so all of this buildup
Bro,
coming to
it's what
Minnesota.
they fucking want, bro. Like I am sick and tired of the argument that, oh my gosh, the Jews did this to us. Oh my gosh, we were tricked. Oh my gosh, man, we were brainwashed. Oh, it's global homo. No, dude, shut up, man. This is all volition and freedom of choice. And this is what they want, man. They want the fucking military junta, fucking like, oh, shoot the damn lefties or whatever the fuck. This is what they want. Americans want big Rwanda style. I'm gonna shoot and kill my opponents, or I'm gonna get a DoorDash driver, aka a military guy, pay him to do it for me, or I'm not even gonna pay him. I'm just gonna tell him, and then he'll just do it for me for free. Like, this is what America is today, man. It's just like it's a bunch of like wannabe, like they're not even like the Rwandans. Like they say bad shit about Africans, right? At least the Africans picked up the machetes and killed their opponents.
Right.
Americans are not even like the majority of these like fucking internet tough guys. They want someone else to do the dirty work for them, man. Like,
Yeah,
they're
I
not
know.
gonna pick up the rifle. They're not gonna pick up the rifle and shoot their own opponents. They're like, I'm not a criminal. I'm not. No, I want you to do it, man. You need to do it for the good of the nation. Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Yeah, we call them goy cattle, but that's like a
Goy, man.
disservice to
Pure
cattle
goy, man.
because at least
Yeah.
cattle like know they're cattle. Like these cattle think they have some sort of agency and they're so independent. It just blows my mind. The right wing thinks they're so, we got to have our guns and all that stuff. And, that's good, I guess. But they also don't seem to understand when you want the gun pointed at others, it's coming your way at some point too.
Yeah, I think
They believe that they are untouchable because of their, oh, I'm a nationalist, populist, whatever the fuck, based or whatever the fuck. Look, you can be an internet tough guy all you want. The moment you think your fellow countrymen deserve to be living in big Rwanda, eventually someone will figure out where the fuck you live and kill you, man. Like, and honestly, you fucking deserve it because, like, you're the one who's like, yeah, killing moms and like shooting them in the face or whatever. That's amazing, and yeah. So like,
FAFO.
FAFO, fuck around, find out. There we go, man.
have you seen the meme somebody made of
Yeah.
Andrew Dice Clay on Renee Good?
Hmm.
Like, the Dice Man did
No.
that too. Hickory dickory dock. This dyke pulled up on my block. She stepped on the gas to run over my ass, so she ate a few rounds from my Glock. Oh!
He actually said that?
No, Andrew Dice Clay did not say. I think he's retired from comedy. He's doing acting. His politics were never on that level.
I see,
He didn't
yeah.
say it, but it was I grew up with the Dice Man.
Right. That was a good impression.
Yeah.
The Jake Lang guy who was like, I'm gonna burn a Quran in the on the steps of the Minnesota legislature, right? He got mobbed by a bunch of bros who basically beat the shit out of him. I think a couple of them stabbed him, a couple of them broke a couple of his bones. He goes to the hospital, like this Islamophobe, racist piece of shit, and his nurse is Somali.
Yeah, there you go. And she was probably really nice to him too, actually.
Let me actually share. Yeah, I think I shared it to the fucking spaces, but like, yeah, it's just like, man, these fucking tough guys, every single time, man, you find them, right? And you beat the shit out of them, and suddenly, they're a bit more reasonable, right? What is the cure for these disorders? Beatings. That's what it is.
Beatings.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So Anand,
funny how that works.
again, like they want to be tough, but on a screen. It's not. These people are out of real life. For
They're
them,
goyim, man. Don't
online
call them
is a
people.
real
They're
life.
goyim. They're goyim. Don't call them people. Yeah.
Carbon-based life forms. Like we have to be
Carbon-based
like.
life forms. There we go.
We have to be honest to that.
Yeah.
But like whatever tough guys shit you're saying, like it's all on a screen. It's all Rambo to these people. Like
Yeah.
it's all like they want to project. They don't want to do anything. They just
No,
want
they
to
don't,
project.
man. No, they don't, man. No, they don't. Like right now, like one of the things that these goyim are doing is they're sharing like this video of this like AI girl. She has like purple hair, and she's like, "Oh, I'm a British girl, and I don't like Muslim invaders or whatever," right? And I just laugh at this crap. I'm like, look, man, if you want to consume this like drug of like digital hyper reality, and you just want to like fap off to that, like, that's fine, bro. Like, Arnav Jindal and his bros will be making a bunch of temples in London. Me and my bros will be building a bunch of mosques in Cambridge, UK, or whatever the fuck. And, like, you want to go into the digital world? Go for it, bro. Right? You can be a goyim, you can be the goy cattle over there, fapping away to your fantasies. And people who live in the real world, they'll be building the mosques and the temples and whatever the fuck, right? Like, and like you're saying, Sir Arnav, right? Like, this tough guy act, it's very stale, man. It's very stale because like you're setting yourself up for failure. If this is all you do, eventually someone's gonna call your bluff and be like, all right, tough guy, all right, let's see what you do in the real world, right? And in the real world, they always fail. They always fail. They always get beaten the shit out of, and they always fucking run. They emigrate or they do some other crap, right? So that's what it is.
And who's contributing more to their society? Him going and burning a Quran like for a spectacle, or
Yeah,
a nice Somali woman working a 12-hour shift at the hospital as a nurse, like helping people? Who's
yeah,
really
exactly.
contributing to American society here? Certainly not that fucking piece of shit who got his ass kicked, deservedly so.
Deport him. No, deport him to fucking Antarctica. Keep the nice Somali nurse. Deport him to fucking Antarctica.
Yes, he can be the leading edge of the Greenland
I
activity.
think where we've come to a problem is, again, with immigrants, we're completely polarized.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
there's either every Somali is a fraudster running an illegal daycare center out of their house,
Mm-hmm.
or no Somali would ever do such a thing. And if you say so, you must just be a racist, a hater, and a Trump supporter.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
You know, the fact is like, yeah, the Somalis have gotten involved in a lot of fraud
Oh yeah,
because
oh
the
yeah.
people in Minnesota are so nice. You know, a lot of them are nice enough that like, well, I can't really, audit these people because that would look bad. It looked like I was going after these nice Somali refugees, or in many cases, they're getting a cut of the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly,
So it's
exactly.
like, but, you can't, like, so you have this group that will immediately, anytime you try to talk about things an immigrant did that they deserve to be deported for, you'll have people that will run up and defend them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
can be no black and white in American society. It's all gray because if you have an opinion on any one thing that differs from your political tribe, then like you say, you will be called names or insulted for what you think.
Yeah, it's very much, I remember saying in a Substack I'd done that, like, if I see an I got vaccinated profile, like, frame on a Facebook picture, I can bet with 95+% accuracy that there will also be a Ukraine flag emoji in there, and there will be a no human being is illegal.
And a
yeah.
rainbow flag or the
And
pride.
a
And
Yeah.
a
rainbow flag. Yeah,
rainbow
there we go.
flag or a pride flag. If I see, like, who's another, if I see a MAGA hat, I can guarantee that, there's about a 70 to 80% chance that you're vaccine critical or flat out anti-vax.
Or if you drink
There's,
raw milk. Yeah. Or if you're raw
yeah,
milk proponent.
yeah, or there's like, and it's just like, okay, I'm not saying any of these things are right or wrong. I'm just saying, it's entirely possible to say, okay, COVID was bad. Maybe we did need the vaccine. I don't think that, but I can understand why a person of goodwill and education could come to that conclusion.
Bingo.
But
Yeah.
it doesn't follow from there. That has nothing to do with my stance on anybody's stance on Ukraine.
Yeah, but I think because this is just my opinion, but because American society and culture it's vapid, and like you guys were saying, there's really nothing behind it. Um, Spectacle is everything. So those signifiers become how you like really mark yourself, right? And there's just no way out of it. It doesn't seem like, I don't know.
There isn't a way out of it because Americans themselves want to shoot their neighbors and friends and family. right?
Yes.
And as long as they themselves, of their own free volition and will and choice, want to do it, it doesn't matter what you tell them, man. They've chosen, they subconsciously, they're priming themselves for this, and so they're going to do it. That's just how it is, right?
So
And
it's almost like it has to happen. We have to go through it to get through it.
it'll happen, like they'll say shit about like, we don't fucking need Europe and, fuck those vessels. And then, the bonds get dumped. Everyone's paying 12, 13, 15% mortgages. The economy goes in the toilet. They're selling their kidneys to survive. 20 million, 30 million Americans emigrate. Another 20, 30 million die over like a decade plus, right? After all of that shit happens, then they'll calm down, right? But like that it's like a teenager throwing a tantrum, right? And then he smashes his laptop and then he does some other shit. Like, let him do it, man. And then give it a few decades, he'll come to his senses. Only after he does a lot of damage to himself. That's literally all this is. Right? So
A future where America comes with hat in hand to the Euros, apologizing for everything that they
oh
said
no,
20 years ago.
they're not gonna Americans never apologize, man. They're not gonna apologize. They're just gonna be like so pathetic. It's like it's what, 2026 right now. 100 years from now, America's gonna be so pathetic. People are gonna take pity on them and just help them out. That's literally what's gonna happen, man. They're not gonna apologize. What are they gonna apologize for? They're Americans, man. They don't believe in anything. They're just like money and all this other shit. Oh
Yeah.
no, what a shit show! Holy shit, man. This crap is just. FBI asks agents nationwide to deploy temporarily to Minneapolis. Really? Did that just happen? Interesting.
Yeah,
Wow.
they are setting up for a conflict, for a state conflict between the United States federal government and the state of Minnesota.
Yeah, I really take your theory there, Sir Ken, as quite seriously. I think that could happen for sure. Like they're setting it up so that he's been joking about no elections and Insurrection Act and all of this, and it would just work so well for them.
Mm-hmm.
It would, because I mean, there will be a percentage. Well, we know now there is a percentage of Trump supporters. If Trump took his shit on a plate and put it in front of them, they'd insist it was chocolate cake. So, they're going to insist that, trust the plan here. Trump is finally doing something about them evil liberals.
Yeah,
So,
piss is good for you. Drink piss.
God.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, so it's like I'm not expecting, I'm not like I think he will get less backlash than you might expect for this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he will get backlash, but it's going to be backlash from the right people.
Yeah, the ones he wants the backlash from.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, I don't particularly like it. I don't think it's a good way to run a country. I think, there is a non-trivial risk this results in a lot of dead people.
Yeah.
But, I can see where, I just see that pattern and like, I can't help but think, all right, what we're looking at here is an effort to take over, basically to get out of the elections in 2026 and
Yeah,
maybe even out
exactly.
of the elections
Exactly.
in 2028.
Exactly.
But so can I say, like, what else do they have a choice in? Like I don't know. Like the problem is that like Trump is dumb and stupid, but then in politics, your opposition creates the person in power. So like, what does it say about the opposition if Trump is dumb and stupid?
Well,
Like,
I mean, our last season we had Kamala Harris and Tim Walz against against Trump and JD Vance. I mean, in this case, Trump's opposition was genuinely stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a lot. One of the problems are we've had like a really unimpressive series. Like Trump won against Hillary because, don't get me wrong. I think Hillary is a smart person. I disagree with many, perhaps most of her things. I think, she would make a very capable cabinet secretary, seemed to have done a reasonably good job as Secretary of State, but she's got the charisma of a stump, and she ran one of the worst campaigns in my memory.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, then you had Biden, a guy who didn't know what he'd had for breakfast by the time lunch rolled around. So, we basically had 12 years of absolute crap candidates.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, what's happening here? Oh, it's one of the goyim. Let's see what the goyim say. I'm going to read this entire thing out. There's a lot of caps lock and shit. I'm just going to ignore it, but I'm going to read the whole thing out. Because, it's just goyim talk, right? I've tried to write this. I've tried to write this a couple times to sound less angry, but I'm just going to let loose. I'm fucking sick and tired of the GOP pretending like they can't do anything. What the fuck you mean we can't do anything? Don't any of you realize what's at stake here? Do any of you actually give a shit about the country or where Democrats will take it once they gain power? Are you not paying attention at all to what's happening? If Democrats win the midterms, it's over. Fucking done. No Doge cuts, no executive orders codified, no election integrity laws, no opportunity to cut legislative regulations. None of it. And guess what happens after that? They start passing bills. They actually do everything you won't do for God only knows what reason. They nuke the filibuster day one. They start ramming through insanity. Transgender plays in Uganda are back. Elmo in Afghanistan comes back. NPR PBS funding is back. ICE gets defunded. All of this is on the table, and you do nothing to try to stop the absolute shitstorm that is about to befall you. You don't even pass the SAVE Act, so at the very least we can have election integrity. You won't defund the fucking Taliban. What are we doing here, GOP? The playbook is obvious. It's staring in the face. And then he just keeps on going. He keeps on going.
How do you think this person would react if Trump were to say, okay, sorry guys, elections are canceled because we've got a revolution going on in Minnesota?
Oh, he would be ecstatic. He'd be like,
how many followers does this guy have?
How many followers does this guy have? Matt Van Swol, 447,900 followers.
Okay, so he's got 400, close to 450,000.
I'm gonna say he has 40,000 real followers. He's got about 400,000 bots, basically. Yeah, 40,000 real followers, 400,000 bots.
But the bots keep it going on for manage to get the stuff going from the advertise the stuff. So what I'm saying is this guy has some coverage, and there are lots of other people that think like him.
Basically, yeah.
That's really important here, because that's what I was saying before. We are in a place where people have decided the only way to save democracy is to get rid of elections.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, what a fucking shit show Sorkin has. Holy shit. Okay. Kobayashi letter. Breaking news. The European Union is preparing up to 93 billion euros of snap tariffs and other restrictions on all U.S. companies in response to President Trump's 10% tariff and demands for annexing Greenland. Expect a busy night ahead for tariff headlines. U.S. stock market futures open in 4 hours. Ha! Yeah, what a fucking shit show. Oh my gosh. All right, and what is this? Okay, Sir Malcolm quotes this, and he says, Ursula, destroy the Americans and my taxes are yours. Oh, God. Oh, shit.
And all the while, silver is quietly creeping towards $100.
Yeah, and I mean, by the end of the year, man, silver will probably get to 200. Easy 200 by the end of the year. If this shit keeps on happening, right?
And it will. It will.
Okay. Okay, there's a Swedish guy. Okay, what is this guy? Okay, he's talking in Swedish. All right, let me translate what he's saying. All right. Okay, Rickard, false altruist, whatever his name is. Okay. Understand me correctly now when I say this, that the United States of America is slowly drifting towards a bloody civil war, and this is a good thing. The outcome of such a war will inevitably lead the people to search for internal enemies is even better. Perhaps anti-Semitic and bad for the liberal world order, but good for us Europeans.
Yeah.
I'm just laughing.
I mean, I gotta admit, I have said this before. The economic infrastructure of the United States is rotten.
Yes.
Like, it is falling down as we speak. It's going to fall sooner rather than later. And maybe there's some way to save things at the last minute, but I haven't figured it out. Again, there could be somebody smarter than me has a plan here, but it does seem to be the
There isn't
other
one.
alternative. No, I didn't think so. I was just trying to be polite. But what I mean is the other alternative is let it break down so then you can rebuild something that's less bloated and dysfunctional than what you have now.
Yeah, basically that's what it is.
But that rationalization, doesn't that entail that something less bloated means less profits, right?
Well, yeah, no, we are going to have a declining standard of living in the United States.
Yeah.
That's inevitable. Again, unless somebody comes up with 0-point energy, aliens come in and give us a monopoly on the dilithium market, something, again, whatever, barring something like some black swan, the economy is going to continue to decline in the United States, and with it, the standard of living.
Well, 0-point energy means like near zero cost nukes. So, no thank you.
Well, no, I mean, okay, there's all sorts of reasons why this isn't going to happen. I was trying to hedge my bet a bit by saying, okay, there's no 100% like guaranteed prophecy in politics. You can always have a black swan event. Barring that, I don't see anything that leads to anything less than a decline in American living standards, a decline in America's ability to push for force projection, and a decline in America standing on the world stage.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
I mean, I don't see any way around that. So why don't we get to it? Take the blow, crawl out from under it, and go from there and say, okay, now what
You're being too rational, Sir Kenneth. You're being too rational. Obviously, no one's going to listen to this.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't say anybody was going to listen to it. But it's like, I can see where that may be a superior option to let's kick the can down the road and let somebody else handle it, or let's shoot the hot potato to the next administration and play silly economic tricks to make everybody think that we're more stable than we are until such time as it becomes someone else's problem.
Yeah.
And those seem to be the other two approaches we're taking.
Yes, sir. All right, Peter Schiff, 3 hours ago. Since mid-September 2025, the Fed has cut interest rates 3 times. But despite a 75 basis point reduction in short-term rates, 10-year Treasury yields have risen 20 basis points and are poised to spike sharply higher. $4,600 gold and $90 silver confirm a U.S. debt crisis is inevitable. All right. And then Europe Defender says, much of America's military might is predicated on its near-endless ability to take on new debt. The creation of Eurobonds would greatly reduce demand for that debt, constraining U.S. fiscal space and reducing its ability to wage war on the world. It's time for us Europeans to bite back. It would also be a major step towards greater European unity by bringing closer the capital and financial markets union. Oh, Sir Kenneth, they're beginning to figure it out. Maybe the Europeans should be buddy-buddy with the evil regimes of the world once and for all. And, be against the American great Satan. That would be good. That would be nice.
I think Russia would greatly prefer having Europe as customers than having Europe than taking Europe by force.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think Yes, I know that every day Putin wakes up and slaughters like a baby to Moloch, and then stops and thinks about all the evilness he's going to do during the day. All of it in Boris Badenov accent. Quick, Natasha, new plan, kill moose and squirrel, like that. We know that. Then occasionally he calls the Chinese and the North Koreans, and they discuss their bad plans for the day. It's part of the evil overlord trope. But I mean, I do think that Putin is a reasonable and a rational man. It's like he is a rational man who has his interests and the interests of the Russian people first and foremost, and he will be ruthless in protecting those interests. Absolutely. It's like I don't think he's a monster.
Yeah, basically.
I would say the same thing about the North Korean and the Chinese governments. Yes, they will do whatever it takes to protect their position and to protect their people.
Sir Kenaz, they're a bunch of evil regimes. They kill journalists and they chop up protesters. How dare you say that about them?
Yeah, thank God that never happens in the United States. But I mean, I am so fucking sick of this. For a decade now, every goddamn political cause has become this, you must put my icon on your profile. You must say, I stand with the current thing, or you're an evil person. It's like, bitch, politics. I mean, morality plays a role in politics. As a Catholic, that's why we have priests and clergy to try to keep this shit under control. At the end of the day, however, when it comes to politics is the art of getting as much as you can and making sure that people don't take it from you.
Basically, yeah.
In some way, I liked the old school style of empire was at least more honest about it. It's like, we need you have resources. We need your resources. We have a bigger army than you. We take your land. Today, it's like, these people are being oppressed. We must, come in and bring them freedom and democracy. It's like, bitch, you're getting in there for the oil. Shut the fuck up.
And the hilarious thing is, they can't even steal the oil. They want to grab the oil. They can't even fucking steal it anymore. It's like, yeah, man, we own the fucking oil. And then you actually look at how much oil they stole, and it's like, well, they all ran away when the fucking Civil War started. Holy shit. Oh, man.
In its apparent peak, the Americans left Afghanistan, and all its weapons were taken by the Afghanis.
80,
When all these bases
million
will be left by Americans, will Europeans just take their weapons?
Yeah.
Will that happen? Hello?
Yeah, European, it's like, we spent over $1 trillion and 30 years replacing the Taliban with the Taliban.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, I find, I'm not real impressed with what we've done so far in our efforts to export peace and democracy. I guess maybe I'm a cynic, or maybe I'm just a closet Nazi fascist Russian or something.
Sir Kenaz, don't worry. All they gotta do, all Trump has to do is annex Greenland. Based America is back, Turbo America is back, and Taliban with Taliban, that was just the vibes and the feels weren't good enough, right? It's just all America has to do is annex Greenland, and it'll be back on track again. Oh my god. There's people out there who actually believe this, by the way. They're just if only your vibes are correct, and if you just believe the right things, you can literally do anything, right? Limits, man, limits and physical this, that, and the other thing. All that stuff's all just fake, man.
The problem, sir, enough is that Hollywood was made as a psyop for other people in other countries to make America seem great. The problem is that Americans have bought into this psyop more than anyone else.
Oh,
But they
bro,
can't
they
get out
believe
of
all the
it.
shit, man. They believe all the shit, all of it, man. They believe, for example, they believe in like the droid theory of warfare. It's just like if we grab the president of the country immediately collapses and we own it, right? That they literally believe it. There's people out there, and I shouldn't be calling them people. They're fucking goyim, right? But there's goyim out there who are like, well, Maduro has been kidnapped.
Hello?
And oil is fucking ours, right? And it's like, okay, there's no fucking troops on the ground securing the oil. There's no fucking like transport of said oil to like American like whatever, right? For stealing, right? Exxon, Chevron, all these CEOs, they told you what they've been telling every American president since the 1980s, namely that Venezuela is uninvestable, right? What the fuck are you talking about, right? And then, this like absolute bullshit that they're engaging in of like K-Fabi and hype and aura and oh my gosh, the keys are jingling and this is all true. And I'm like, oh my gosh, man. Just America should just sink into the bottom of the ocean, man. Like, just be done with it.
Yeah, they totally should. And they're just like, yeah, the what they're trying to do on the international stage versus what's going on at home always makes
Yeah.
me laugh. On off, I just sent you a tweet from the Village Crazy Lady, and it's about how 5 random white guys were eating lunch in Minnesota. They got reported as undercover ICE agents to an anti-ICE signal chat by the restaurant's owner, and the next thing they know, a mob had showed up to accost them. So talk about like, fomenting even maybe perhaps racial tensions even further in America and in Minnesota.
Minnesota, I mean, if this continues, man, I'm not joking when I say this, and I think Sir Kenneth will agree with me, but if this continues and the temperature is not dialed down, we're gonna see fucking Rwanda shit happen, man. Right? I'm not even
100%.
joking when I say this.
I
Yeah,
believe
bro,
it.
I'm
Yeah.
not even joking. And like when it does happen, I'm just gonna be like, the Americans fucking deserve this, man.
Because remember
Right.
what happened in Rwanda
Yeah.
was it took like radio, right? It was radio hosts
Exactly.
who were
Exactly.
doing it. Now every asshole has like a radio in their pocket. They can,
Bro. In Rwanda, they were openly on the radio, on the television. They were talking about killing the Untermensch, like Tutsi or Hutu. I forget the exact group, but
right,
like they were doing this day and night,
all the time. Yeah.
right? All the fucking time. And the thing with Rwanda was that Rwanda was not a heavily militarized society. Like everyone has a submachine gun or whatever, right? People had machetes. Some of them had firearms, right? But one of the things that kind of, limited the amount of violence inflicted in that society was that, okay, well, you can only kill so many people with a fucking machete, right? America's not like that, man. America has the highest, like, per capita gun ownership rate on the planet. If you have like America turning into Rwanda, you better watch out.
Yeah, for real.
Absolute shit.
So enough, like there is this very famous K-pop song named Delulu is my only solulu, means delusion is my only solution. And these people are like fully onto that. And the second point regarding guns, like I'm hearing about these guns for such a long time. When are these guns ever going to show up? Like, are these
bro,
toy guns?
Show up. You know when they show up? They show up during school shootings, number one. They show up during like, women getting shot in the face for going at 2 miles per hour, right? And they're gonna show up when America becomes big Rwanda. They're gonna show up, bro.
Well,
you're gonna see a lot of them.
Sir Arnav, I have seen some pictures from right-wing accounts posting like, there was a black guy with a mask, and he had his like AR on him, and they were like, "Can you believe these people are showing up now? The Minnesota, like Tim Walsh really needs to get a grip." Well, these people look at themselves
as Second Amendment, bro.
They're
It's called fucking Second Amendment.
Exactly, they're defending their communities. I thought, and I also saw another video of like a modern day Black Panther group who were stationed up guarding protesters saying these ICE agents won't fuck with us if we have weaponry better than theirs. And this is going to continue on and on, right? Like people don't like the government, and the Americans are really good about like not liking their government. So this is not going good places.
No, it's not going to good places. I'm looking at the way things are developing, and I'm not at all impressed with what's happening, right? I think Sir Kenaz is absolutely bang on the money, and he's absolutely correct. All it needs is one random 18-year-old kid being nervous for 2 seconds, right, on either side.
Kyle
He fires. Yeah,
Rittenhouse.
yeah. He just has to fire the wrong shot at the wrong time at the wrong place, and the game begins basically.
100%.
Yeah, so that's where things are at. Oh my gosh, the great state in America. It's gotten to the point where like Europe might even like join with the evil dictatorial autocratic regimes of the world at this rate. that's how, that's how shitty America
Europe
is.
has
Oh,
gotten pretty close to Europe has given up pretty much entirely on even pretense that they have freedom of speech.
Yeah. It's going in that direction, absolutely.
The idea that free and fair elections mean anything. It's like, there's just so. I mean, I think that's one of the things. And what's more, I can't speak for Europe, but I can say in America, people are much less democracy and freedom. Like, if I hear people posting about that, they're generally boomers.
Yeah.
I mean, people today are much less interested in democracy, freedom of elections. Because, look, the only way free elections work is if everybody involved agrees that they'll honor them, even if their side loses.
Yes, sir.
That's the only way that's the only way it works. And if you don't have that, then your election, then you are going to have violence, which ultimately leads in a de facto one-party state.
Yeah.
But sir Kinas, like the whole concept of democracy runs on this fact that you have you have excess of resources to give to your clients. If that is not there, then the entire concept of democracy becomes like a negative sum game, right? So is Americans intuitively going to that conclusion that there isn't enough going around, and like this pretense of democracy at some point will go down?
That's I think we could.
It's already in a certain sense, it's already down, because like if you talk to the Europeans today, they'll be like, well, we got to fortify our democracy against like these bots and these like populists or whatever, right? So they've already ceded that ground. They've already ceded the ground, like, well, you actually can't have the public do this thing of like debate and discussion and whatever, because like you can't trust them with that, because most of them, when they come across information, right, whether it's new or fake or whatever, they can't differentiate. I mean, in a certain sense, they're kind of correct. Like, if boomers go on Facebook, they can't differentiate between like the AI slop videos, man. It's not gonna happen.
Well, I've seen, if I had $1 for every boomer I've seen responding with hearts and commentary to AI slop.
Yeah, so, I mean, Klaus Schwab isn't entirely wrong when he wants, like, technocratic, whatever the fuck it is. It's just that he's too optimistic. He thinks that, you can have a society like that that's stable. The answer to that is no, you actually can't, right? So, it's just Istanbul, people burnt American-Israeli flag. This is normal. Okay, Sarah Longwell, 4 hours ago. Trump is preparing for a two-front war. One with America's allies in Europe and one with Americans at home domestically. Give that man someone else's peace prize. God. Oh, man. Oh, jeez. So fucking gay. Faking gay, man. Holy shit.
It does really look like he's planning for, we are going to have an attempted military takeover here, and it's like, ICE, the anti-ICE protesters are doing a brilliant job of providing an excuse.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying, I'm not saying that anything at all about whether or not their politics are like, I agree or disagree with them. I'm simply saying that, well, when you have all of these people out here protesting, screaming at people, throwing stones at people, waving guns around on TikTok, talking about shooting ICE agents, there's a non-trivial chance that those ICE agents are going to start getting jumpy and you're going to see a lot more shooting incidents.
Yes, sir. All right, Sir Kenneth. I got some numbers for you. Okay, January 1st. Will Trump acquire Greenland before 2027? This is Polymarket. All right. Percentage chance. Let me see what the percentage chance is. Okay, give me a second. Will Trump acquire Greenland before? Okay, so it was 6% probability on Polymarket on January the 3rd. All right, today is January 18th in EST. What is the probability right now?
I guess it's gone up.
How much? What is it right now?
15%, let's say.
21%.
Oh, they're more optimistic than I am. Okay. So people are thinking that there is a non-trivial chance that Donald Trump will take Greenland by hook or by crook.
13,543,828 have been bet on this market. So it's a very, very active market because most poly markets are actually less than $100,000. So this 21% chance, it is primarily due to volume. So more and more people are saying, yes, Trump's going to annex Greenland.
Okay. So, it doesn't make sense, but it does fit the Trump brand. It's like, there's his legacy. I'm the one that brought us Greenland. Trump brought us Greenland, the 51st state.
Trump brought us Greenland, and then we went broke and we fell apart, basically.
Unless they discover dilithium or like unobtainium or some, incredibly valuable rare metal in enormous quantity, mithril they find in Greenland, let's make. I don't see where the costs of mining in an Arctic area like Greenland are going to make it worth like mining those rare earth minerals.
Mm-hmm.
They might think of something. I always leave that, I always hedge my bet there with the caveat that, like, I can't think of something.
It's a good way. That's a good way of putting it, Sir Kenneth. That's a good way of putting it. All right. Let's see what Peter Schiff is saying. Give me a second. Peter Schiff, what are you saying? All right. Oh, James Hickman. Who is this guy? Okay, Janet Yellen, former Fed chair, is now warning that the national debt is unsustainable and we are headed towards fiscal dominance. Where was this concern when she kept it? Okay, whatever. Yeah, basically they're saying inflation.
Our debt levels are becoming unsustainable. Don't. You must be joking.
You must be joking.
It took you this long? Janet Yellen, I was thinking you're supposed to be an economic expert, aren't you?
God.
I'm an economic idiot, and I could have told you that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Oh, dear. Greenland's prime minister has announced and said that if forced to choose, Greenland would side with Denmark, NATO, and the European Union over the United States. I'm sorry to break it to you, bro, but if Trump wants to, kidnap you Maduro style, you're not gonna have much of a choice, right? You're gonna be like the sacrificial pawn in the chess game, but you dying is gonna get America checkmated, so be happy about that, I guess. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then what do we have here? The US, without involving Copenhagen, tried to get Danish colleagues in Greenland to hand over information about military installations, ports, and air bases in Greenland. Yeah, I think I just said that 1 or 2 hours ago.
I'm seeing one here that I think matches up with the point you were saying on off. It's from Europe Defender. Malcolm retweeted it. Much of America's military might is predicated on its near endless ability to take on new debt.
We read that all. Yeah, we read that. Yeah. All of that's true, by the way, because America has a really, really horrendous debt problem, but the good news for them is that they get sweetheart deals with regard to like treasury bonds, right? But if you were objectively evaluating, like, okay, well, how much should I lend to a country which is like 40 trillion in debt or whatever, right? You're not gonna lend 10 years at 4.5%, man. Like, bare minimum 8-9% or higher, right? But see, the thing is, if that's the actual rate, right, then all the mortgages, all the car loans, all the things in America just fail. They all just fucking fail. Because, like, those things are directly tied to what the bond yields are with regard to, like, the price for that stuff, right? So, yeah.
I just feel like Trump's applying this like 40-year mortgage loan 50 year like to the empire too. Like if we can just make it right to that point, then we will be in control of all of the hemisphere, the northern hemisphere, the whatever, and then we'll have it all cinched up.
I mean, they can believe all the bullshit that they want, but whatever.
Hard reality will happen. Yes.
Hard reality will happen, per usual, right? Like, I mean, for example, they'll keep talking about war with Iran, and then it's like, okay, well, you need carrier battle groups, and you need interceptors, and you need to have, like, fucking Ain al-Assad and a bunch of these big bases, and you don't have any, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, right?
Yeah, it's really
like we should not forget in all of this that 1 week after 9/11, Bush told Americans, go shopping, take your family to Disney World.
Yeah, bro.
Conduct business as usual. Like these people are very much rooted to reality. The people we are talking about.
And then at the same time, like
they're fucking lame.
People in Minnesota were like, "Oh no, Al Qaeda's gonna bomb the local mini strip mall." Like they really believe that.
Al Qaeda, man, Al Qaeda. You gotta say it how Americans say. You gotta go, Al Qaeda, man.
Al Qaeda is gonna bomb.
Al Qaeda. There we go. Al Qaeda. You know what else has Al in it? Al Jazeera, man. Al Jazeera. Al Qaeda. Al Jazeera.
Al Jabra too. That proves that just their math is a Muslim plot.
Holy fuck, man. Fucking goyim. Fucking goyim. All of them are fucking goyim.
Alchemy. That proves they're
Al
and devil
Al
too. Al Bundy. They were probably funded married with children, by God.
Like they're just like lemmings wanting to be pushed off a cliff, and the whole while as they're being thrown off the edge, they're saying, "I'm so like independent. I'm like a self-taught thinker. Don't tell me how to think."
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't waste my time doing that, sir.
No. There's no fucking... Oh dear. All right. I'm just seeing what else is popping up in my feed. Europe prepares up to 100. I think I already read that. Besant, Secretary Besant on Greenland 3 hours ago. European leaders will come around and understand they need to be under the US security umbrella. Okay, retard. The security umbrella fucking implodes if you annex Greenland. Anyhow, okay. What would happen in Ukraine if the US pulled its support out? The whole thing would collapse. Okay, whatever, man. Fucking let it collapse. But like, if you annex Greenland, that's the end of the alliance, right? So, he's a fucking retard, man. Whole fucking retard. This admin is like fucking Homer Simpson on steroids. Holy shit.
And then you have to listen to like the cat turd accounts of the world say like we don't fucking need them, right? Like fuck it.
Bro, you don't have to listen to the goyim. Just mute the goyim, man. Fucking hell. Mute the goyim.
I'm thinking he's like, we don't need anyone. We don't need trade partners. We can just do it all ourselves. But like, they don't really have much aluminum production within the United States, do they? Or other?
United States gets 80%. 80% of the United States' aluminum comes from Canada. 66%, 2/3 of American oil imports comes from Canada. And that's a significant number because even though America is the world's largest producer of oil, it still has to import about 7.5-8 million barrels. So out of that 7.5-8 million, roughly 5 million plus barrels are Canadian, basically. Yeah.
I guess they just think they can pivot to self-sufficiency without needing any way to get there.
America is the worst country to pursue self-sufficiency because it's a fundamentally high energy society, right? It actually has like all of the infrastructure, all of the ways in which like warehouses, factories, military installations, etc., run. They all assume like infinite amounts of like gas and oil at a moment's notice, right? They have no concept of like what does it mean to run these things on less resources. They have no concept of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, America, like every day uses 20 million barrels of oil every day. Like
22. It's
that's the
22 now.
usage.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
22 right
but
now.
they produce 13. They produce 13 on their own. So like they're always in deficit, like on that front.
Yeah, exactly. It's 7-8 million barrel daily deficit. Yeah, that's basically the number. Oh, all right. Polling USA, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Honestly, I think we've gone over everything. Gentlemen, do we have anything else left? Or I think 3 hours plus we've gone over like literally all this bullshit that we have to go over.
I think we've discussed enough stupidity for like one day. If we talk any more about stupidity, our brains might start to shrink. And next thing you know, I'll be wearing a MAGA hat and going like Greenland, baby.
God. Oh my God. Holy shit.
So Kinaz is worried that talking about the going will make us like going.
To our boss.
That was a good check, guys.
All right,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah,
And Sir Kenaz, do the mandatory outro, please, for all our dear listeners.
Mandatory outro. The doom cometh.
The doom cometh. Thank you, Sir Kenaz, and I will have this up shortly on the Telegram group. Thank you so much.
Take care. Bye.
All right, see ya.
Your soul is mine. Fatality.